Let's try this one more time.
We made it short. That's what
I
the
think
other
it's
one
working
was.
this time.
Welcome back to the Media Farm.
Where we talk shit about shit
shit.
on the Outhouse podcast.
We are back.
Are you one of us?
Moving stereo.
Still a little hot. There it is. My son made this beat.
Hey, I was gonna ask, man. This mug is like way hot, man.
I love it. It is.
Hey, this joint is.
He's got his own
Performance
little
out, man,
channel.
yeah.
I'm digging it.
Boss
bro.
Dr. Simple.
And he's doing some amazing stuff in the studio. All that visual stuff, too. Your boy's very, very talented.
Well, we kind of ruined our streak of being on air and screwing the setup or like not having the sound or whatever. So
Yeah,
I feel like you need to go over and ruffle or something to like
So-
to make up for it, to keep our streak
I
alive.
was just trying to check the time where the audio cut out, and Sed was able to get it right down. It was like 52 seconds.
Oh yeah, so we were on there for 52 seconds.
That's it.
So we made it short. That's
Something
cool.
like that.
Very
That's
short.
a promo. So, yeah.
I'm getting a notification.
Oh, he's over there working on it already. Yeah,
Right? Rolling on.
Drop dead
Says the
Sid.
Media Farm is live.
Do you have your paperwork,
Where's
sir?
Gary? There's Dylan.
Drop
Where you
dead
been,
Sid.
brother?
Where's Tom's paperwork at? Tom.
How that?
Paperwork.
You mean
Huh? Oh, I forgot. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Damn,
yeah.
I forgot my intro shit.
oh
You know, and
see, there we go. We did it.
That it?
Yeah, look, I knew he'd have to leave the
there
chair,
it
right?
is.
On air. So there, the
There
streak
you
is
go.
alive.
You
Yep.
can't
Always
make it
go.
out. You just can't make it up.
It's a spoof as far as they
It
know. I
always
don't know.
has to be that
Welcome
way.
back.
And remember, kids, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse podcasts, its affiliates, its guests,
you.
or even
You.
the hosts.
Young man, give me
We're just having fun. It's just for entertainment. All things we say are full of shit, except for the real stuff this guy's about to talk about.
Introduce
What
your
he
guest
does.
already.
There we go.
We're like 94 minutes in the show.
The High Priest is here. The High Priest of the universe, I was told.
Mr.
Peace,
Antoine
Welcome.
Antonio Lawson.
That's
To the
me.
show,
That's
sir.
me. What's going on, fellas? Good to be here. Good to
Yeah.
be here, man.
Nice to have you.
For sure, for sure. We
It's
in the
unusually warm in here today.
Well, I can feel the breeze blowing me back now. You
Yeah,
got it going.
I got a good
it's
breeze
working.
going.
I got that fan
it's
over
blowing
there,
my
but it
skirt
might
up
start cooling.
underneath
It was
here.
hot
Oh, man.
today, buy. One of them hot
You're not
days.
you're not supposed to let everybody know that we're not wearing any pants underneath the table. So
Oh, my bad.
blew that
My
illusion,
fault.
didn't he?
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know, man. Y'all gotta let people know what's going on.
Dylan
man.
said,
Yeah.
"Don't call me young man."
Can we smoke on here? Is that
Yeah,
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 sure.
absolutely.
Have that Chester or whatever that thing is.
Absolutely.
We say F you to the AI. That's what today's show is brought to you by the letters F and U.
And if you
By
drop
the
the
way.
hard F in you or the F in here, you got to put a quarter in the cuss
Quarters.
box.
I got mines. I did pay last week, guys, even though
He
didn't
already
see
got
me.
him on. I got some quarters.
You got
in
'em on
the-
deck.
You don't gotta pay, I'm just unless you're saying, but I
I am on a pretty good
sometimes
ready
they'll
for
sneak out on me.
He's ready to go for humble creatures, right?
Humble
Yeah.
creatures. Yep. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't get my other stuff either.
Your sponsors.
Gattusos and
Gattusos.
that's
where I've got-
1300 market.
Ooh, here we go. Here we go.
Let's see if we can do it. Planet Art. What is it? 20.
1524.
I knew there was a
Fulton Road,
24.
Northwest, I think
Fulton.
she said today.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yep,
drives
yep.
past it and goes, "Well, what's that neat little place? It's got some neat stuff hanging out."
Right, right.
On the lounge.
I've been driving
Yeah.
by here for years and never stopped in.
Right.
That's a favorite.
Yeah.
Talking about the Cortusos, you said?
Yep.
Well,
That's-
Gattusos is one place, but
Gattusos.
Planet Art is over on
Bolton.
Fulton
Fulton.
Road, 1524.
between 12th and like the parks down there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay,
So
okay,
yeah, on the north side.
Like
of the road.
1030 12th Street for
So 15th.
Sparta or some shit like that.
You're real
15
close.
block.
I think there too. You lived right next door.
It was 1019 there, so it's like a couple.
Nick,
I'm
this
not
guy
sure.
got a T-shirt yet or
Hey,
what?
you got a T-shirt over there, Nick.
Here, get this
Everybody
T-shirt
I know
done.
from those neighborhoods have been fun. Like, I had a lot of fun in them neighborhoods.
The old
down
house
there,
I lived
yeah.
in is gone.
Man,
Where's
we
your
always-
neighborhood at again? You're from
Akron.
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 Ohio, over there by Hoban off of
Yeah.
5th Avenue, man. If
It
anybody
sounds
know about
fancy
Rocky.
when you're like,
Fifth
I'm on
Avenue,
Fifth Avenue.
that's
man.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
Man,
it's definitely a big part of my childhood, and a lot of
Yeah.
people know about Fifth Avenue, Kelly. We
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, for sure.
The
for
legends.
Sure. yeah.
And me microphone is all messed up, yo.
Now he's doing
I'm all
impressions.
OCD
Oh, man.
and tripping out over here because it's pulling
Here we
Nicole
go.
out the wrong way. Anyway, we got it fixed.
Akron. We used to get these sales calls from people, and they'd be like, I'm calling from somebody in Akron. Like Akron, like you're looking at it. I don't see Akron, but people in Boston see Akron.
I liked whenever
Akron.
Akron.
Could you buy a call from Akron?
Akron
the metal shows would thank you, Akron.
Akron, Ohio.
and Massillon was the other
Akron,
one.
the
they
home of
said.
the Acorn.
Instead of Maslin, it was always Massillon.
Yeah, I've heard some weird corrections on that one when I'm driving too.
It's more than cornfields in Akron, believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You
All
know,
kind of shit now.
why is everything south of Cleveland cornfields? You
I don't
know,
know where they get it from.
Well,
I don't-
actually,
you know?
east too, really, because it's flat once, or west. I mean, once you go west of Cleveland towards Toledo.
I just don't understand that. I lived in
all
Cleveland
flat.
for about a year, and I can't tell you how many times people would say, "Oh, Canton, that's like all cornfields down there, right?" I was like, "Well, we got the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of
know,
Fame, and some other stuff down
in
there." but
James
between, in
now.
between the maple trees, yeah.
They thought it was
Terrible.
all cornfields up there, and I was kind of an oddity at parties sometimes, and I felt that way. Like, what do you guys do down there? I was like, "Oh, it's awesome. We go cow tipping, and like we
Snipe
go,
hunting.
Oh man, you guys would love it during like threshing season. Like we go out and get like that pig corn, and we go out and throw it in people's siding and spouting, and it makes a hell of a racket. Oh, it's a great time.
You can corn cars too
And,
on the
oh man,
hillside.
the Mennonite and Amish girls were crazy,
Man,
crazy
listen,
parties.
Listen, man.
You know?
Stop it.
But it did feel that way. in a
Partying
way,
like
you
it's
know?
1899 with
Prices,
them.
But I,
You know
did-
what you buy an Amish girl for Christmas?
Oh no!
Some D batteries.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Off
I'm
the
just saying, you know,
rails
my
we
head.
are headed.
I'm scared
They
to
use
ask
batteries.
You know, so they
explanation.
can light their lamps.
Right.
They want to light their fire for sure.
They got
Those
them
D
back
batteries.
massagers too.
Right. Well, yeah. Make a fine gift.
When did you become a high priest of the universe?
And I like the way he says it. I don't.
This is hell of a segue, wasn't it?
I mean, you got to be somebody really to carry that. You know
That's
what I mean? So
right.
you got to
Right.
be. You're delivering, obviously,
What
or else
did you
somebody
do?
would have said, "No, Cat, just stop,
Sub G.
just stop." But, right?
I loved it. Straight
Money.
sub genius, baby.
Man, and for real, I kind of just came into it when I realized exactly what the universe was, and I wanted to kind of be the voice for the universe. Speaking about balance, love, things that bring people together, and not the things that tear people apart. So I decided
Oh, here, ow.
to be committed to that idea.
That's strong.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
where it come from. You know, I mean, about two and a half, almost 3 years ago, I kind of had, if you will, a lightning kind of moment, and just moment of insight.
Right.
And that's kind of how it came, and just
Your
sticking
moments
to
of
the
enlightenment
script.
sound real versus mine, which are mushroom induced.
Hey, those
And
help.
listen though, but part of my process, if you will, to that enlightenment, if you will, was a trip on shrooms.
Altered states of consciousness,
I'm
man.
telling you,
I'm a
it
huge
was,
That's
believer.
because there's some clarity that happens with that.
man,
So,
it
yeah.
was.
We
man.
did a thing.
Right.
What?
I said we did a thing.
Oh,
That's right. Our bonding experience. We had a hell of a
Yeah.
thing, man. It was very, very
We
intense
need to
on
do that
a
again soon.
couple levels for me, man.
'Cause it gets
You know what?
hot again. I don't like this heat, kids. Don't like it at all.
Well,
I don't
you
know how these people go out there and just love that shit and go out and do yard work. I'll be out there dead if I went out and
Oh,
shit, try to
man.
do anything other than breathe.
Oh man, yeah, it's been brutal
Shit,
out there,
man.
dude. It is oppressive heat in Ohio right now. It's that time of year where you just walk out and it's a very heavy atmosphere, man.
Disgusting.
I just want to lay down.
Listen, my kids
like
got
tropical.
canceled from school for the rest of the week because
I
of the
believe
heat.
it.
Boom.
Oh, yeah,
They
well,
got
there you
some
go.
older school
It's
buildings. They don't
stupid
have
hot.
AC. They was like, no.
Nah,
Man.
there ain't no way you could do that.
When I was
It's
a
too
kid,
hot.
in my schools,
They open
it'd
up
be
the
100
windows,
degrees and
yep.
maybe
That's right.
like cooking
Listen.
stuff in there. Like,
Man,
we're
my
going to do the
dad-
kilns and pottery today.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I was telling one
man.
of my clients earlier.
We're gonna learn how to fry eggs on our desktop today,
Right.
kids.
Yeah, come on. Who's got the bacon? Jimmy, did you bring the
Listen,
bacon?
I've heard of a snow
Now
day.
tomorrow it's gonna be
That's right.
hotter.
I never heard a hot day.
Yeah,
everybody
right,
brings
right,
something.
right.
So-
Never. You're right.
That begs the next question for
Stacy,
me.
your mom makes the
you
good
got the
cupcakes.
Jordan
You bring
on,
those.
so how old
Right.
are you, man?
I am one.
In the grand scheme of the universe,
it.
I can
I
see that.
am 1 year
That's,
old.
that's a whole different perspective right there.
Take it. Fresh
One
That's,
more.
that's more
millennia.
than seeing the big picture. That's seeing the whole picture.
One more time.
People talk about the big picture, but that's whole picture stuff right there.
What do you picture when you picture the universe?
Myself.
There you go.
Everyone else.
What a
in
great
it, man.
view.
It's beautiful, man. When you
'Cause-
realize it.
We're all a reflection of that.
I'm trying to tell
You
people.
know, and like my enlightenment was a lot like yours, but maybe I read mine in a book, but it took hold, and I saw what I needed to see that inner light inside, and then once you start learning how to dial into that, and realize that there is something bigger out there, and you make that two-way connection, it's a two-way radio. It works, and it goes back and forth, and you're a creator in the creator's image, which means that's what we do every day in this now that we talk about. We're creating right now with all of you. You're all part of it.
Right.
We're all reflecting
You
this
point
right
it up, but really,
now.
it's you don't know that there isn't another dimension among us.
And then there you go.
We're in a dimension.
Well, there's 7
There's all
overlapping
that
heavens,
crazy
they say,
thing.
till you get to your angel above you. And we had this talk, you and me, not long ago. I think when you change your vibration enough that from above, it's probably
Speaking of
very
them
visible.
D batteries,
Every time I
Colors.
change my vibration, I gotta poop. Man.
Here we go. Here we go.
What?
Always got to degenerate to that.
Just saying.
By the way, we weren't late today
Wait.
because I had
Yeah,
to
he
wait for the
did
back.
again, guys.
oh man, I'm digging
We
the
was gonna
Squatch
come-
hat.
We was gonna come right back because we had a little malfunction there in the first time we tried to go on, and of course,
Squatch.
Ed, you gotta go.
You're a
Oh, man, here we
squatcher.
go. I am
Gotta go
going to
squeeze
get...
one out real
Oh,
quick.
yeah, right.
I'm still focused on the Squatch hat because I dig that. That's
It's
like
awesome,
that
isn't it?
hat was made for you. Like
It
whatever,
was.
like Geppetto the hat
Oh,
maker
while you was-
making
while
a
you was
hat.
in
He
there,
had you
we-
in mind when he made
And while
that
you was
hat.
in there pooping, we was talking about you dressing up as a Sasquatch and
Yes.
me hunting you
Me
and shit.
Right.
All right, Squid Billies.
Grown a tail, whatever you want to call it.
All right,
but-
all right,
Yeah.
Squid
Yeah,
Billies.
man.
Squid Billies. If we're gonna do that, Squid Billies. Squid
take it.
Billies.
All right,
you
come up with the
know.
name. Come on.
Hank.
Nope.
Damn it.
Close though. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's gonna come to me now because
This
I got my
is-
subconscious working on it. I'm gonna
This is
pull it out of you.
Squatcher Tom. This is ground control to Squatcher Tom right
Oh,
there.
ground
Squatcher
controlled. Squatcher
Squatcher
Tom.
Yes.
10.
Right.
What's going on here right now?
9. That's not Hank. Oh, what's his name, Tom? Tommy. Stick it in my... It's happening.
Is it Freddy?
Oh,
No.
I can feel it in there. I don't know. I give up. Who is it?
Can't tell you.
I know. He's going to torture me the rest of the show. And I'm just going to blurt it out at some random
Now,
time.
now the guy that actually does his voice, I'll give you this. His name's the unknown. What is it? The unknown henchman or whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, shit, man.
Well, that doesn't help. What,
That,
what do you
that
like?
just made me more confused. His friend
Yeah.
was a cop, right?
No, the cop just was in the town and he got killed every episode and he was a clone.
Okay, that's right. It was one of those repeater things, yeah.
Or I should say undead. They don't
I
like that
I
word.
fell down that rabbit hole for a minute of watching those late night cartoons during my first divorce because I just didn't sleep.
Earl Kyler is his name.
What is it?
Early Kyler.
Early. Early.
Earl. I said Earl.
A great name.
Early.
His brother late. He was never there.
Have you ever watched that cartoon? Squid Billies?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
off the wall shit.
It is.
It's
Aqua
like the,
Teen.
it's, you ever watch
Aqua Teen was
Boondocks,
my
the
favorite.
cartoon?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I've seen
Squid
that.
Billies is the white version of that.
They were produced by the same people, you know?
Right.
And the bumpers were,
Like
terrifying.
bunch of hillbilly shit.
The bumpers were
speaking to
terrifying
real
for
life,
that
though.
time slot to keep the kids from watching. So if you can
was,
find any of those bumpers, man, ooh, there was some
Yeah.
Squid
doozies,
Billies,
man.
meaning they was like
Real dark
land
stuff.
squids, man, lived out in these hills of Virginia and shit. All kind of crazy.
I got a
shit
lot of
going
friends
on
in
there.
Virginia.
Well,
Yeah, I gotta
as
pull that up, man.
Aqua Teen
It's
Hunger
funny as
Force. Aqua Teen
Funny
I just
Hunger
got back from
Force.
Virginia.
There
I was
is
down
no
speaking
fire.
of.
The main dude is
Parties.
out of his mind, dude. He just rapes and pillages and terrorizes. And grandma, she's in a walker She's always trying to get somebody to hump her and shit, and she's always premonition of seeing Jesus. So she'll be sitting there talking to Jesus, and she's really talking to him, and everybody thinks she's just freaking out because she's old and shit. It's hilarious, dude.
Man, wow.
And Jesus is like, leave me alone. You're always bothering me.
I feel like I just got dumber somehow listening to that.
High Priest is going, I may have to reconsider this universe. These guys are bending reality.
Not at all, man. I love it, man. I love it.
That's great.
Love it.
So getting back to the heavy esoteric shit,
Gary.
Okay, man.
we got Gary checking in. All right. Gary's been with us from like the opening days, man. We always got to shout out Gary and Dennis.
Gary
Is Dennis
says,
there?
you don't want to come to Florida with me the next 2 weeks. Hell no, that's too hot.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll bet it is a really
How
warm,
hot is he
man.
He said, I
down
told
there.
you to leave it alone about them boobs.
So when I was down in Virginia last weekend, and it was enlightening party, the talent down there was great. They got their own sound, and WMMT radio down there asked us, to podcast on the radio without hearing the show. She just liked me. We got along. A lady named Teddy was her name. Hi, Teddy. If you're
Now,
out there and watching the
If
show.
they got somebody that's down there that'll dump,
Right.
we can do it.
Right, if
You
they
know
don't
what I
mind a
mean?
bunch of, but like this
No, they
episode,
could, like
wasn't-
if you stream to a radio, that somebody at the station can sit there and
Right, I
dump
know.
all the F words and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
or whatever it
So-
ain't allowed. So,
Well, yeah, this is
I
the
mean,
show.
if they do that, we could probably do it.
yeah.
Honestly,
Well,
You'd
thanks
have to-
for the invite. We'll let you know.
Here you go.
yeah,
I didn't think about that.
yeah, that's right.
The magic.
My people will get a hold of your people,
Yeah,
Teddy.
we're coming for you.
Well, people call your people.
That's right.
Sit down, we'll do lunch. We'll talk.
Yeah. But man, that was a fun time down there. There was a lady named Crystal Counts. She's a DJ on that radio station. She's got a nice piece of property out there and
Right.
put a PA system and soundboard and outlets, extra outlets for all the performers and stuff, and
Right.
and put on a show. There were some guys that could play down there.
It was about, man, creating,
Yeah.
man. Creating the moments.
Everybody
man.
getting along.
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah, it
about.
was fun.
That's what it's
All
about.
was
No, we-
welcome. And
Oh, go ahead.
no, go
What are you
on. I'm
doing there,
done.
buddy?
I'm just
Oh, I'm
He's-
just playing with the toys.
He's trying to make it look retro.
No, I'm making sure I'm talking into the mic.
Well, I had
I
a
don't-
because it
It's
fell off
spun.
because it stuck to your chin.
Well, you no,
There's Chin.
it is not.
Little triangle, it did.
Here, do me a
Little
favor.
glowing
Was there
dot.
something
Just grab
sticky
the
already
tip
on
of
his
that.
chin?
Just grab the tip of that mic.
I can't.
Squatch.
It does this
Squatch.
little dusty
Watching
there.
it. Why don't you squatch that off?
A little cock here on the Tommy.
That's the big cock. What you talking about? There's a little pecker right there.
Squatcher Tom.
Yeah,
Sick
we
one.
got cocks and pussies and stuff.
Right.
Big
For
cocks,
every
little
kind
peckers,
of,
black cocks.
Thing that could
The
get
clams,
we got
oh,
the
there's
whole-
the,
we got it
cocks.
all.
We've got it covered.
and a
And if
horny
cock-
clam
and
that's
if you
always
have-
looking for
you
the
need
cock.
some clam. You got to get
The
some
mouse
clam.
cock.
Right.
Singing pig.
I think we
Why
covered
say
them
that?
all.
Some more black pussy. We love
I
it.
think it's all about covered almost.
Right.
This
That's
table's
what it
going to be
is,
covered
right
if we
there.
keep it up.
Yep.
I love the fact that they're gifts from ladies, some of them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the one that blew my
Yeah,
mind
the
apart.
actual-
Except for when you got all that down, she's like, you know what? I want to show you my clam. And in fact, I want to give you my
What's that?
clam. And she's like, here you go.
What is that
my
in
clam.
there?
Oh,
That's
there
the-
he is.
that's
There's a
the
little
piece.
It's
boy.
one of those old,
mug
hubbly
is actually kinda
sculptures.
heavy, though,
Yep.
man.
It's
Yeah,
brass.
I was putting him up here, but he keeps
He
falling
falls
down.
down.
and
He
wanna
gets
break
he gets
shit.
wasted somehow.
That's
He's
a
breathing in
interesting-
the.
Is that Cupid? Is that supposed to be Cupid?
No, I forget. I looked
like a
it up
fountain
once.
thing.
I forget what the name is, but you know,
I thought that was just Baby Eddie.
it's pissing.
But he said,
It's on the bottom.
Isn't that Baby Eddie peeing?
I
was
can't,
you, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting statue.
Come on, man. What
You know,
doing
it's
to me?
weird. I don't remember where I got that.
I didn't know. I
actually,
came
but
to
I've
a
had
Mount
that thing
roast.
for a long time, man.
Well, you have to be
thought it
honored
was
to be
interesting
roasted. So
myself.
it'd be a
Oh,
compliment,
shit,
right?
I guess.
Come across it somewhere, I did. It was
Right.
like, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation piece, I guess.
I got to step away for just a
It
moment.
started some craziness.
Right. Got my
You
attention.
noticed
What
it,
are
so
you
you
Right,
know.
right out of the clam.
Right.
Sure,
Guy
it's
walks
just like,
away
right
with
out of the
headphones
clam.
on.
Wait a
A lot
minute. Did
going
we
on,
just
man.
witness maybe in an alternate universe this was birth, but to us
Immaculate
it just
Conception to a
Uh-huh.
certain extent. Yeah, there it go right there.
push, push.
There
Almost
you go.
broke the singing.
And that's how life started,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
kids, boys and girls. That's how, you know what I mean? That's
I
how
don't
you
know
got
if they
here.
That's
actually
our
seen
rendition,
all that or
right?
not.
We've
know what I'm saying?
encapsulated all of it with one
Listen.
beautiful act.
That's how you got here.
I hope I didn't knock anything over. I'm sorry.
And, you know, and it's got Stone Age effect too, with like the
This
different
is gonna
metals
drive
in
me
there.
nuts,
Shit, I
Tom.
can't.
That's what the
This
that's
is
what
where we
the
go.
the pirate with the ship
Tearing
steering
shit
wheel on
up
his
over
crotch
here
said,
we are.
right? Driving his nuts, driving me nuts.
That's what the belt.
That was a
buckle's
rated
for.
R joke.
That's what the belt buckle's for.
Tom, I need a dot.
Drive your nuts.
Drive your nuts.
Oh, I need a big old dot on there.
Did you ever? Oh, you probably. Well, you got kids. You ain't never seen that on SpongeBob, where he's got that big ass
yeah.
belt buckle and it's a pirate's wheel. and
Driving
he goes,
me nuts.
Yeah, he goes, "What's that for?" And he goes, "Arr, driving me nuts." I fucking died.
Hey, man, SpongeBob
Whoops.
has some
See, I
very
just
interesting
accidentally did it.
sayings on there.
Oh, we got one going in the slot.
There it goes.
One down. How many minutes in did it take? That was pretty good, really.
That was 20 minutes.
You're like
39,
recovered
40
almost.
seconds.
Who usually puts the most quarters in there on any typical podcast?
It used to be Tom
Yup,
by a
Dylan.
very wide
I mean, he
margin.
bought his own quarters, like they're already there. So
Oh,
I can-
usually, yeah, 'cause
Right.
He was not kidding. In the beginning, when the show first started, we weren't really sure how this format was going to work with what we were thinking.
Right.
So he said, let's interview each other, and if it's a total train wreck, it's just us. We didn't embarrass anybody else. And
We
it
just
was
I
a lot
told
of
stories
fun.
and-
And it was killer, right? Still,
Yeah.
my favorite, the number one episode was the very first one with you, and you told all your crazy, it was almost like
Stage
Charlie
shit.
Murphy, baby. And he was telling all this backstage shit from all these shows that we all wanted to hear about people we wanted to be. And man, it was killer. Killer. Love that show, man. Still love it. One of
So
the
go
most
back
fun.
and leave a comment. Show number one.
The number one interview, and you were number one and two because everybody liked it so much. When we came back, we did the second part because he had so much more stuff that came up, and I made a list of other bands that people had talked about. In the meantime, it was only a couple days. It was really cool. I like it. Both of those were really cool. I liked interviewing you, bro. It really
Man, it
was
was good-
one of my
Good
favorites, man.
stuff.
Yeah,
good.
and that's where it was really kind of born at. All
I actually have a
and-
poster of that in my room. that I
I'll
look at
too.
with a little candle under it because I'm so proud of that episode.
This guy, man.
Wait, did I say that out loud?
Two candles.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
You
Well, it
definitely
was
did,
really
man.
interesting because he dropped so many F-bombs.
It was crazy.
It was, man. He wasn't even counting. I wasn't counting. Nobody was counting because we didn't know how many people were even listening.
Right.
And we didn't care. We were just putting it out there.
Man.
And then everybody was like, holy shit. Did you guys, it was like Big Lebowski in there, man. Were you trying to set a record? It was like, and he
No, I
heard
was
it.
just bullshitting. That's how I do it,
Yeah.
man.
You know, and he laughed because his sister kind of said the same thing, in a way. We both
Yeah.
kind of caught the same shrapnel from what we put out there. So we kind of reconfigured, and it was his idea.
I
He
don't
came
know
back
your
at me,
sister, but would she have been like that mother?
And he goes,
went
"I
out
got-
there.
I got-
Who's that?
Your sister. She was probably like dropping as many F
Oh, well,
bombs
back in the
describing
day,
your,
I
Right,
mean,
sure.
she had
des-
a,
describing how you were dropping
This is
them.
this is now, you know, and people did tune in that were related to us, and they gave us their 2 cents and said that we used the F word too much. And
That's fair.
my mother always said that it was lowbrow. It's a sign of low character, son. Yeah, you could use it for everything, but why not use something else? Aren't you smarter than that? Don't be a dumbass.
Mama know.
You know, and she's right about that. You know,
Right.
kind of
Right.
cleaned her up a little bit, but then we
Boom.
diverted
Right.
it to this because,
and even thank mom. He made it a whole thing.
yeah, and then back pre-virus, I had to put a dog to sleep, and I didn't have the money to do it. Everybody else was wanting $600, $700, $800. Man, I was like, what? And she was having seizures and kept having them and kept having them. Like one, I had it, you know, and took her up there to Humble Creatures on Cleveland Avenue. I don't
Boom.
have the address on me, but
Right.
Look it up.
baby.
right, you know, it's
Check
right up
'em
there,
out.
right by Mark's across the
Quonset
street.
Hut,
Yep, the old
Yeah.
Quonset
pawn
Hut.
shop is up there.
But they hooked me up, man. They basically was like, "Well, what do you got?"
What
And
do
I
you
was
got?
like, "Man, I got this." It was like I think I gave them like $50, $60, and I was broke. They was like, "All right, cool, man." And you know, of course, you don't want to put your dog to sleep. It was a terrible thing, but they was
I hate even thinking
extraordinary
about
folks, man. They really did a great job of helping us
that. During a
go
real
through this terrible
effed up
thing.
time, right.
Me and Jimmy both, man. It was, you know, anybody got pets out there, you know how it is when you lose it. It's like losing a family member.
Exactly.
It's worse because it's by your hand.
Right.
But
You're
there
making
really
the
wasn't no
decision, in a
choice.
way.
She was. It was a bad deal. But anyway.
What about squatches?
So anyway, yeah, the whole bad thing turned into a good thing. Now this thing's almost. It's about 2/3 full.
We're getting it.
And I've actually taken some of the quarters. I took $15 worth of quarters and cashed them over into bills to make a little bit more room in there to get a little
Fill
bit
her
more
up.
full. Yeah. So
Fill up the
there's
bus.
actually a lot. There's like 10s, 20s, 5s, 1s. It's pretty full.
Got some weight.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to drop the F-bomb, we found out. You know?
Sometimes you gotta get it off
Our
your
last
chest,
guest
man.
just dropped a 10. He's like, I'm just going to keep saying
Right.
it. I'm like, all right,
That
bro.
was awesome. That
I
was
guess
righteous.
that's how to pay. I mean, shit.
Get it up there, man. It
But
works.
that's how that all started,
He
man.
probably used up that 10 pretty quick, but that's cool, though.
Right. But, you know, and if you look at that, though, and you see where we are now, and you watch, like, one of the last episodes, you in particular, I love it. You got your quarters there to remind you, and you've made the conscious effort to kind of change your real vernacular, man, for in your whole, man. Like I said, mad fucking props.
Right.
And I'm stealing one. That slipped out, but that was like,
You
Yeah,
inspired you.
This is not real.
this, this guy and me, when we first started, too, going out, man, you know, there was a lot of nights, man, where we talked about doing this podcast thing and where it would end up. And I am shocked by how much we've actually accomplished in such a short amount of time.
And all the great
this guy
guests
came
that's
on
been
board.
on. I mean, everybody that's
right.
been on here has been
Every
fantastic.
week, it's
man.
something really cool, man. And we're talking about something that we're all into that's current and that is really, it's trending in our community right now.
Right.
And it's pulling people into what we're doing because we all kind of want the same things in some ways.
That podcast
You know?
kind of become the voice of the people. Like,
Right.
You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
for
they say
sure.
the stuff that people always been thinking this whole time, but
We got
maybe
Black
been
Rain
afraid
and
to
Miss
say.
Mills involved and
Right.
bringing you and all their people to come
Right.
in and enjoy this situation.
Right.
What
It's
about.
really-
Anybody can come in. You just got to
Get a hold of
contact us,
Yeah,
man.
let us know. Let us know what you want to do on the
Oh,
stage, man.
no. Now the floodgates are going to open.
Right, that'd be
That's what
awesome.
you
You know how much
Facebook.
coffee you're going to be making? Now?
That's right. That's right.
A lot of
Did you ever
coffee.
see? I was gonna get that one coffee, that animal that
That
shits it
Squatch
out
hat
or
is
whatever.
killing me, dude. Every time I look over
Squatch.
Squatch.
Well, you're the Bigfoot, so everybody's looking at you thinking that he's Bigfoot, all right,
Right,
man. We'll
we
put
already got
some.
it going.
We got 7 foot Squatcher
it.
Tom.
Oh, man.
I'm
love it.
Squatcher Tom. We're gonna have to make a little episode.
Absolutely.
Oh,
What do you
man,
guys think?
yes.
Leave it in the comments.
That's got some legs, just like the squatch on
Make
your,
little
on
short
your hat.
Squatcher Tom hunting head.
I want,
Awkward.
I want to. Who's gonna play the guy
Yes.
that makes the hat, like the little Geppetto hat maker guy?
We'll do Owl.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Make him all grayed out, you know, so he's like old.
Well,
man,
I love where we started to go. And
I mean,
and
here we are. This guy's
This
over
guy,
here.
right?
We ain't even
we,
talking.
We started
Oh,
to go
man.
right down where I was talking with
back
him
to you,
outside.
sir.
So,
It's
right.
your floor.
So
Your
third eye, when you do the psychedelics, and not just that, because there's a few other really interesting ones that are out there that I don't want to shout out because I don't know enough about them.
Right.
But
right.
I've already done enough in my own time where, I remember talking to a preacher where he asked me where my mindset came from in that regard to that inner light and that. And how I answered him and said that my third eye was open the first time I did LSD. And that really was fact, Jack. Because when I saw my fingers growing across the room and the ceiling swinging around, man, that was all she wrote. I was like, well, there's something more. My mind is doing this right now, and I'm
They
tapping into
say
something.
The guy that created the 12-step program was did LSD the night
Heard the
before.
same
I forget
thing.
his name.
Heard the same
Yeah.
thing.
Doesn't surprise me.
I mean, listen, man.
Doc Ellis
The
pitched
government
no,
doesn't
no.
want you to know these things, okay? They make it to be worse off than it really is, man. But listen, some of these things can really open you up to the mindset, to
That's
the
right.
mind game. Man,
That's right.
For real, man.
That's right. I'm hearing the word microdose a lot bannered around nowadays, and I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm
Folks are
glad
into it, man.
people are
They-
trying to.
Listen,
You know.
there's something else, man, and that's a good thing too, because what they seem to be offering really just
Gary
folks
said
that
he-
just don't want that no more, man. That's
Right.
again back to the
Seekers.
podcast, this is good platforms for people, man, to come on and say, you know
Exactly.
what, the hell with that. I gotta say this. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
That's
And-
dope. That's
right. And you
shout
know,
outs to you guys. man,
after
for sure.
you open your third eye with that stuff, and it's, you know, then you can toy with it a little bit, you know. I don't recommend, like, you know, heavy habitual usage unless that speaks to you, you know. But, like, I always wanted to do the Amanita muscaria. I always sign my paintings with that red mushroom with the white warts. And it's a Christmas mushroom. It's a lot of mushrooms. But that's a real important one if you do your research on it. And they're actually doing a lot of stuff with that one now. And you'll see God.
Yeah, right.
Lost
You
in
know.
my
You guys
little
ever heard
world
of
here 'cause
ayahuasca?
Gary's ass.
You'll
I heard some
see
stuff about
God.
that stuff. Like, I guess the monks tried doing that. Is ayahuasca is like
Oh, yeah.
induces, it helps you open up. Man,
That's
I've
right.
heard some crazy
That's right.
stuff
I
about
thought that sounds like a
They
dirt
say-
bike, an ayahuasca. You got me an ayahuasca,
Hey,
man. It
listen,
hauls
man,
ass.
it probably rides hard.
They say, and who
I've
is
never
they?
tried it, but I would definitely do it just
Shall
to
we tell
see.
them?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like
should we
get
call
you.
them?
Well, we
that-
just so happen to have some here.
Should we tell them
So,
about
Let's
what we
try.
know?
Let's get
Should we tell them about what we know? There's this cop that we had a buddy that we used to call him the International Man of Mystery. That's good enough.
Like
and he came by some fat cash, and he took a trip down there where everybody goes to do that, down in South America way. Loved it so much, took a repeat trip. And when he went down there, he met a guy in another country at a border, and he said, look, the young men in my country don't want to learn this shamanic stuff. They say it's for the old men. If you really want to go down this road with me, let's go. You got to follow me in the jungle right now. And he did. He went wild. He went native, man, for shit. I don't even remember how long it was. He brought me
Months,
back
like,
this
right?
chocolate. Yeah, it was a minute. Chocolate stuff, but he fell out of what they were kind of doing down there because you got to purify your body. Number one, you got to eat
Yeah.
bananas, and he don't like bananas, but you need all this potassium uptake for what you're about to do to your body.
Okay.
And then you got it's a tea that's made from like a I don't want to get in trouble. It's made from 2 ingredients, and then they grow
did
down
you just
here.
pull them off the shelf, or were you
And,
picking
well,
leaves? I'm
when
not
you
sure.
know, yeah, pretty much. And
Okay.
it looks like things that you can get around here, really, honestly.
Gotcha.
But I don't think that you necessarily can get that same thing. Okay,
Sure.
But I could be wrong.
Not the root.
Yes, a common hallucination. Okay, though, be warned, because I was real curious about that road. If you're a gentleman, when you're in your hut down listening to the cool water, praying that this will stop somehow, maggot type worms will come out of your member. And they will wiggle out and say hello. And I'm not kidding
What's
you.
cracking,
This
dude?
was a warning that he gave me when I showed real interest. And I was like, wow.
Wasn't that a guest character on the Squidbillies?
That's
Bro,
sweet.
what
That
the
sounds a
fuck
bit
is
far out, though. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, man.
I don't know.
I'll pass on that.
And
Right,
yeah,
I just want my third eye open, man. I don't know about that.
Well, if that, what if that's
hard
what it
pass.
sees when it's open?
you know.
Hey,
you know,
man,
I'm
listen,
freaking out. I see some worms
freaking
coming out of my
out. It's
shit.
coming out of
I'm
me.
telling you, man, that's not what I would have been expecting.
Right,
I'll say
right.
that, man.
But
But
I
they say
think-
it's not what you really expect, though. Anyway, don't
Exactly.
go into it with any kind of expectations.
That's right. Because it might be something completely
Well, how
different.
can you? I mean, you know, you
Right,
can't.
you're going
right?
into the unknown. You know what I'm saying?
When we did our little bonding thing, and like it was very Indian esoteric for me, American Indian, because I'm dialed into 3 tribes I found out through my one cousin. And I told
dope.
Tom it was heavily that way for me visually for some reason. But at one point, it was real weird, like Icarus burning his wings off. And I was like, Tom, can you see these? Oh, man.
Could he see?
I'm like, shut up. No, I'm in my own little world. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Never mind, man.
Yeah, but you did see a penguin, I think.
Oh, man, there's that
Penguins.
penguin again. I
I was
don't
gonna
know
say,
what the hell was
didn't we
going
put
on
that
with
on
the
the
penguin, man.
He said we
Right.
grilled the penguin.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Might
cool.
be tasty. It's
It was
waterfowl, and
tender.
I love duck.
Tender penguin.
It's got to be chewy.
It's like, you know how Alaskan crab? Boy, that Alaskan penguin is damn good.
They're protected.
Yeah.
They're protected. They're protected.
You mean we
kidding.
got fake?
We're just
We got
kidding.
fake
We didn't
penguin?
eat nope. This was a
We
hallucination.
got gypped in our hallucination.
He said we got gypped, man.
fake penguin meat.
Yeah.
It's all fake,
Right.
folks. It's
Man,
not real.
They just put a tuxedo on a chicken.
Don't eat the penguins.
Tuxedo on a chicken.
Don't eat the penguins. I like those big tall ones, man.
Yeah, don't eat the penguins. They're real salty.
What has happened to the
I wonder why I had to
show?
spit out buttons.
I got to be honest. During the whole C-word thing when it was going on, our gatherings would degenerate into what we're getting into, laughing and carrying on. And we loved the art of the phone prank. Now, this is primarily a man ritual, and I'll lose the ladies here probably because ladies are like, that's stupid. Some ladies do like them, though, but it's mostly a male activity. And we were prank phone calling bars and telling them we had penguin meat for delivery. And my cousin's a trucker.
That's a good one.
He
We gotta
knows the
do
whole
that,
vernacular, man. And these poor people were freaking out because they thought they were catching 500 pounds of quickly thawing penguin meat.
We got to get it there. We got to get it there
No
now.
idea what was coming, man.
Oh my goodness, man, that is terrible.
Just,
We're on our way. We're 5 miles.
I mean, right, and just the way it goes, I mean.
Okay.
We're stuck in traffic right now. We'd be there if we wasn't stuck in traffic.
Oh man, and you and
It's
I have
coming.
done this road a long way with the phone calls, man. Back when we were doing them up in the loft.
I would say during the
That
daytime
was a loft.
in our time zone, that was probably 50% of the phone calls being made were ornery kids just making prank phone calls.
Yeah, I did it definitely, man.
And it wasn't all cheesy
Remember, you could
either,
just-
you know what I mean? Now they've made it a mockery of it, but there's a real art to keeping people on the phone.
Right?
They had a show called like Crank Yankers or something.
That's right.
And it was
Yeah.
like doing that
That's
real
right.
crazy.
Yeah, right. With
That's
the
right.
puppets. They had the puppets on.
Yeah, that was pretty raw.
And I
man.
love Howard Stern, but the last time I went on and was looking through his stuff, it was Sal and Richard, man. I found 4 hours or so of their stuff and just got lost for days laughing, man.
Howard Stern. I haven't heard that name.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Because he's a
man,
goof
right?
now.
I just,
Let me-
what?
let me-
And listen, in high school, he was like my best
Oh,
friend.
dude.
I
I
loved him.
stayed up late to see
Man,
him.
right.
Well, it was
Not him, you know what I
Loved
mean?
him.
It was.
I went to work every morning and listened to that dude faithfully.
It was the rawest stuff
until
that
he
there
went
was.
to Sirius.
Listen,
Once
that's all
he
you
did
could
that,
get.
it was
He was
over.
pretty much like the first podcaster, if you think
Pretty
about
much.
it,
Yeah.
man. He
I
was
agree.
like the first.
He was
'cause
on top of that.
on there
Whatever you
saying-
call what he did, it was groundbreaking. He
The
was
king
only
of
one
all
doing it.
media.
Right.
That's right.
Listen,
He took
Yeah.
that
He opened the
platform,
door,
He
Right.
made himself
Right.
that.
Kicked
And he
the
even
door
said that.
open.
He goes, watch, I'm going to call myself the king of all media and watch how I'll make it grow.
Listen, so thank you, Howard
And
Stern.
he
man.
made
We
it,
appreciate
made
Well,
it
having
happen.
chicks hum
Shouts out to
speakers
you.
always helps too because
I
that's.
mean, he
Oh,
had
you
some
know what I mean?
crazy stuff on that show, man. Like I said, as a kid, teenage boy,
Oh,
never
right,
mind,
right. That
man.
was
the Howard Stern show. man, that
today's
was like
Google
the next
on
best
that
thing.
stuff.
Insane
I
shit.
mean, yeah,
not
it's
just
too easy
crazy,
now,
but it's
Right,
insane.
but back
Right.
then
You
it
had
was
to
like,
wait up till like 1, 2 o'clock or
Right.
whatever time it came.
Yeah.
on, Like, you know what I mean?
These
It was
kids
the
will
whole-
never understand the struggle,
No.
man.
never
No.
understand the
Especially if
struggle,
you
man.
had church-going parents, man. It
Man,
was a
listen,
real struggle
it
if you
was
were at
real.
home, man,
Never mind,
sometimes.
Never mind.
Listen,
Thank you, Howard Stern. I appreciate that.
Oh, man. I remember I graduated in 92. I was out putting in job applications and partying at night. And in the mornings when I was out driving around putting in job applications, my first jobs, that's what I was listening to was Howard Stern. Every morning, Howard Stern.
Yeah, I was only listening to him at night.
And then, yeah, and then I didn't know about that night thing yet.
What?
The show,
man.
when I didn't have cable.
See, I might be a little younger than you, so yeah.
And my cousin did, and he was, a
on the
little younger than
Network,
me.
I think it was Entertainment or something
Yeah,
like
right.
I
that.
forget what channel that was on.
Like
There-
46. Never
Network,
mind.
and they had-
Howard-
It was
yeah,
46.
it was, yeah. What was the show called? Do you remember? Did you watch that? The Howard Stern Show.
It was called
No,
the Howard
Yeah.
Stern
I
Show.
didn't- Once he got to that, I quit.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a few
So
episodes.
I must have
but
missed
would say
this
there-
Howard Stern
there
that you
definitely
guys are
was
talking
a-
about this
there was a-
radio.
I
don't
started
even
watching
Well,
him
he
right
goes
from the
way-
beginning.
he's
or
way
not
back.
watching him, but listening to him
Yeah,
on
I've
the
only
radio.
goes-
watched him. I've never heard
No,
him.
he started off on
no,
the radio.
hell
so
no.
He was the rawest stuff on the radio there
Dude,
was.
he
Right.
did crazy
Craziest
shit on the
shit
radio.
And they
on
were
the
like, "You
radio.
can't do that again ever." And he'd be like, "Or
Yeah.
what? What are you gonna do?"
Watch this.
Right. And then he would just do it
Wow.
worse. And there's nothing they could do because as soon as they fired him, then their station went.
That's right. People,
So he could do whatever.
the listeners loved
That
him.
is
And
crazy.
if they
Yeah,
got
he-
fined, it was
So I
worth
got
it.
hip to him
I
late.
hate to
then,
jump
Oh,
on
wait,
his
wait,
jock,
He's
but
the one that busted the door open and made the
I mean-
FCC make specific rules.
right.
When would you
Right.
say he took grip nationally? Like, he was early. Like,
Yeah,
you would know.
It would have been
You're the
probably.
historian, bookstore guy, everything.
what is
eccentric.
grip?
It was
Wait a
like
second.
What was that?
early 90, 91,
When,
92 or
when
something like that.
In
93.
Howard Stern became mainstream.
I'd say right about what he just said, like 91, 92. Like 92, he wrote that book, right?
So you figure
It was
early
before-
80s
well, no,
is when he was
Miss
He was
America.
already doing it before he wrote the
time
book.
in the early 80s.
Right. But it coincided with the movie. The movie made him international.
No, he was already.
He was
He was
on his way
already
up
in the
still.
basement of Little
That was
Boys.
where he really
Right before
went.
that movie came out. I
Huge,
just wanna say
man.
I don't know. I was gonna say
I
it was Fart Man when he was Fart Man at the
Yes, he was, you think that was he was an Apex? He was
Oh,
Apex
he was
then?
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When he-
Man, I think he was Apex
that's
when he
what
went
gave
to
him
Sirius.
the power to do the movie. How he wanted to
wait,
do
banana,
it.
I agree.
banana oil.
That was the primer for the movie.
Banana
For sure.
oil.
If he doesn't do that stunt, then he
Nah.
doesn't get
Serious,
the spike.
man.
to get the
Serious.
money
They
for
threw
that,
so much money at him,
spike
man.
in the
It
ratings.
made radio money look
bet.
ridiculous. And they
Yeah.
gave it to him, too. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
try to Dave Chappelle him. Oh, here's 15 million instead. No, they gave him the 50 mil or whatever
No,
it was he
like
asked for.
100
It was
and
It
something
was
crazy.
ridiculous.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not the numbers guy over here, Nick. That's your gig. That's your
That's
racket,
not
right?
my gig.
Hey.
Hey,
But
no.
anyway,
Hey,
let me backtrack real quick
Okay.
because
All right.
when we was talking about that Sasquatch thing,
Squatch.
Gary said something about bringing a beer ball though. But he said, what the hell did he say? He said he'd make a video doing the Sasquatch thing, uses night vision binoculars they record.
Oh, nice.
And he said then we could do some posting on that. And then he said something about we want you on the show, but we're not going to let you talk. I don't know what that means. Dennis Leary said acid trips.
Oh,
and
that's
he's
all
talking
right.
about-
We've still got about an hour and 15 to go. Keep that ass glued to the chair.
And then he said that was our ritual. Like a ritual.
Squatch.
He's over there killing
I love
that chat, boy. I can't keep up with you, Gary.
Well, whenever you end up doing the whole third
Can't
eye
see
thing,
it, Gary.
Thanks
or
for
I
everybody
respond.
for being in the
I'm
chat,
blind.
though.
that's right. I
And
watch
it's like-
it move now all the time. I
It's
love
on
it.
his side. High Priest over there's got a better view, but even over there, it's pretty small print. Tom's
Right.
got these
Yeah, I
eagle
see it.
eyes.
That's why
That's
he
why I
does
got
that.
my
I can see
phone.
it
and
now.
That's why I can
Yeah.
see what's
Yeah,
going
you see
on.
the comments up there?
That's why he
I
has
can see
that
him
now.
now.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. Well,
I
perfect
try
for
to
us.
keep up with
I
everybody,
need
but we
like one
get
of
to
them pirate
rolling and
things. So I
snack.
can just
Yeah.
go like this and give me like, Gary, what's up?
We just need to
Really
hang
big,
a
really big. How you
60-foot
been?
TV monitor
See?
from the ceiling.
Right?
That shit, though.
Well, once you had your enlightening moment, and was it? We were talking outside about how you got into the music. Did you get right into meditation in that moment too, or was that something that came like after?
Yeah, you could say it happened simultaneously. And actually, I've been doing poetry, if you will, for ever since a freshman in high school.
Right.
And after that moment, you could just tell it was more powerful. It was like I'm finally saying something now.
Were you a good
Right.
student?
No,
No.
I hated school.
Did you good in
Same.
English? Were you good in English and like English
I
lit?
loved writing class. Yeah,
And
I was
art class?
always you feel what I'm saying?
I was
But
good in
other
those
than
classes,
that,
Yeah.
I didn't like school.
How about-
That's because you can be you in those classes. All
Exactly.
of us can be. It's just
Exactly.
some of us are different. So
How about
Yeah.
music? Did you get into music?
and then there was
No,
Tom.
and I wish I would have, man. My family
Tom was in the
is
Squidbilly class.
musical. They
Yep. Sure was.
they get down
with
a lot,
Chad
man.
Reed.
What kind of music were you raised
What's up,
around?
Chad Reed.
What up, Chad?
Gospel
Nice.
music, man. I was raised in the church, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Were you
church
part of
Great
it
roots.
singing in the
Yeah, I
in
was
the
on the
choir
praise
and
and
all
worship
that?
team for a while. And I
Nice.
had a little band when I was locked up in a joint. I did some time, and we had a little band.
See, I
in
see
there.
church did you well.
Did you say what?
Church did you well.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
you're gonna run your course.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm
It
saying?
was
You're
part of
gonna
the
run your
course,
course,
man.
yeah.
It was part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we all run our course.
Yep.
yeah.
That's exactly what it.
Right.
Good way to bail me out on that. Appreciate that. Yep, that's pretty much it, man. It
Yeah.
came from that. But after realizing that, like I said, though, it really turned my music, my poetry to a whole nother level. Gave me something to talk about, man.
Well, definitely, if you're saying polarizing things, then it doesn't matter how old you are or who you are. People are gonna react, and when you start seeing reaction, then
That's when you know you're
know.
on to something,
Yeah.
man. That's when you know you're pulling on those right strings, man.
Yeah.
That heartstring, man. I like
Anything get
tugging
you
on
in
that.
trouble early on? Like anything that you recited or put down on paper? so to speak.
Well, yeah, especially after, if you will, that's when I realized I kind of left the church and the concepts with it alone, and I started writing from a more enlightened aspect. Yeah, some of my stuff, the church probably hated.
It doesn't fit within religion.
Nah, not at all. Not in the
and that's-
scope.
that's-
Not at all.
That's where I find that there's religion, which is man-made,
Exactly.
and then there's the rest. You know, the truths that will always be
Exactly.
will always be truths. And that's-
Exactly.
Yeah.
And realizing that truth is part of that.
You got to go out and seek it.
What is the truth? Who's got the recipe for that?
Everybody lying
But
to you
man-made
about
stuff
it.
doesn't
Doesn't
last.
show.
Yeah.
Don't stand the test of time.
It don't.
Gotta
Man.
find it
So
within
once you break out of that
yourself.
box and realize what it's really about, stuff like this, coming together, having fun, creating moments, letting it just flow, that's when you really start living life, man.
Exactly.
And that's what it's
So you guys
about.
didn't tell me. Do we get to hear like your style or what you're doing or something on this episode, or like in the second half of the show, are you gonna,
I don't know. I don't-
recite some stuff for us, or
I guess
do
we're
what you
gonna
do,
find out.
hear what your style is? Because I don't know. I don't know. You know
We're
what I
not
mean?
gonna
So
do-
you're intriguing, and I know you're a performer, right? So
Yeah, that's stuff I'm trying to be. I'm working on that.
So-
Getting out the box, man.
Performing, do you got like a show? Do you got like songs or whatever? Or you just do poetry?
It's kind of like a mix. I call them like short songs. I don't have any like whole songs, but it's kind of like short songs, like the hook, and then
So
I'll add
you have
poem.
a show then?
Yeah, I perform, put
How
together
long?
a nice show. How long was that open mic joint, man? It was like.
Ray said he back there saying he can go forever.
I don't know how long it was, but my 30 minutes.
So-
We got to see what happens in
Yeah.
the other hour.
Cool.
It's gonna make you
But,
stick around.
so,
Because
yeah,
it's
so
intriguing to me, somebody that's gonna deliver from your mindset. You don't always hear every day. You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
it's
yeah.
really the people's mindset, man. I really, a good poet is one who speaks for the people, who's the voice
Amen.
of the people, the voice of the culture. Like, the culture produced me. I didn't produce myself. Like High Priest is not a self-entitled kind of thing, though. It's like,
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the people, man, that get, you know what I mean, that.
Well, at some point, no matter what, it's some kind of flow. You have something that flows out of you
And that's
in
what
whatever
it's
form.
about. And that's what it's about. Life is a flow. I was telling some cats in the barbershop today or yesterday. Life is a flow, man. There's not this. We made that part up. That's that man's idea. Life is a
Right.
constant, ever-going, streaming flow. And once you can ride that flow, man, just ride it.
I am dying to know at what point you became a quote-unquote barber.
Well, that started when, the thought, it's crazy, it's weird. I was working at Salvation Army, right? And I was a sorter for clothes. I was sorting all the clothes that came in, good, bad, throw it away,
Right.
type situation. I was standing on this mat, and I was like, man, I really don't like doing this.
Right on.
But I'm standing, and I don't mind standing. So what else could I do besides stand here and fold clothes or whatever? Thought I did was be a barber. Oh. And so it started there, and then some things happened. I got locked up, and to just pass time, and just because I really didn't want to go back on the job field
Lot
after
of
having
practice.
a felony. So 6 years.
Heck yeah.
Got my barber's license in
Boom, right on, man.
So, might
That's
I ask,
awesome.
have you ever been or will you ever be the barber of Seville?
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, is this guy the barber of Seville or what?
I'm the barber of
Does this guy got a
Seville.
T-shirt, Nick?
You guys know that one out there. Some of you should know that
That
one.
went over my head. But,
Oh, you don't know that one?
No.
Oh, it's a Little Rascals.
man.
Little Rascals.
It's everything. Yeah, there's
That's another old
it's,
one, man. We're
That's
showing
where I
our age,
remember it from.
fellas.
a vintage song.
Well,
from
it was
the merry
also-
years of probably like
The Looney Tunes.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
the
it
Looney
was
Tunes,
on there
the
too,
many
yeah.
Looney
That had to be
Tunes
the first
episodes
place I
with,
ever heard it.
I think it was a Little
Agree.
Rascals.
It's
for me.
also, and I'll tell you this from
Well,
dealing
they came
vinyl
out,
and dealing records
probably-
for so long that it's a very well-known, I think, classical piece. I've seen it a bunch of times in
Right.
like 78
Barber
speed
Seville
classicals.
is-
Yeah, it's a big
I'll
old
take it,
thing.
though. I'll take
Yeah.
it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
I think it's a story. It's a well-known story. I think
Not
it's
that
one of
well known
those-
because I just know the song from a cartoon.
Again,
so, you know
it's
what
a
I'm saying?
78 speed. That would have been our grandparents' age. Our
Right.
grandparents.
Right.
About right after the war. World War II.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, when I was a kid, people still had those in their houses and played.
Well, I'll
78s.
tell you something interesting. Miles Davis, I think, is on some a couple 78s because I had one of them. And Elvis Presley and a lot of that early stuff.
absolutely.
And man, all the great jazz, man, some really great jazz is on that 78 speed stuff if you can
Right.
find it. I'm a vinyl hound. I love old records, man. I love listening to music, all of it.
Got a really cool sound.
Yep. Jazz is improv, man. A lot of guys can't play improv. They have to play what's on the sheet in front of them. Improv guys close their eyes and play. Something mystifying about that, especially when it sounds really good and they're dialed in. They're not playing the instrument anymore. The instrument's playing them,
Yeah.
and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Man,
When you're dialed in like that,
get in the zone.
yeah,
Right.
You see most of them guys, they just
see how
tilt
to do
their
it.
head back and go, boy.
That's right. I seen Alex play 16, 18, 32-hour practice sessions, man, where he would just come down and go to the bathroom and then just go up and shred for another 6 hours straight.
I mean, we used
How
to
long
watch
has he been
Doug
going
do that
tonight?
shit.
Yeah, I'm here in the group.
Yeah.
That's who's playing right now.
Dedication.
Like,
Yeah.
he rocking.
Well, we'll show you.
Give us the view.
Hey, Z, go ahead and hit Al up.
Yeah,
it
let's
up.
see a little out because we are
Cue up
getting
some
close.
Mr. Al.
We're getting close to that middle part where we take that little break and let him jam out.
Now
for
that
us.
guitar there,
Look right here.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, there you
A
go.
buddy of mine built that guitar.
He still
for
sounds
me.
like he's
Dave
like
down
the
on Minerva
mic ain't
Music.
up to his amp, or I'm gonna fix that here when
Yeah.
we go on break because it sounded like
I'm-
distant.
Crank
I
the
don't know
amp
why.
up,
Yep.
Al.
I mean, I could probably turn him up more, but I don't.
Well, and right,
Oh,
and
shit.
that's we're still getting all of that. We got drums back there now. Here we go. There he is.
See, he back there killing it.
He really wanted to play that guitar tonight because it didn't have a whammy bar on it, and
That's
challenge
surprising.
himself.
He usually like, nah, I got to have a whammy.
That's
bar.
been hanging there, and he's been staring at it. He said, I want to play that one next.
Man, I tell you, I'm so proud watching that kid, man. I'm proud of all my boys. I am proud Papa, 3 sons, Eddie, Isaac, love you boys. And Al and me have been thrown in some weird spaces together recently since I got ununions. Unhooked, unwound, and sent out into the wild where I belong.
Yeah, he killing it, man.
I ain't never really heard Al just slow down like that. Be honest with you. I mean, I've heard him, but not.
Oh, it's getting a
See,
little
there he
faster
goes.
there, yeah.
He's getting excited.
Well, he sees the
He's doing the build up.
Excited. Yep, I got the light on. See, I got
See,
the little
somebody's
orange
looking.
light. I clicked to let him know we're watching him, so in case he's picking his nose or something while he's playing. So you guys don't know he's that good. You won't even know. He'd be like,
Yeah,
flick a booger at the camera.
I like him and Jimmy are there together, man. I was hoping Jimmy was going to be better. Is there?
Yeah.
He said he was going to come over, but he was having some issues with some things. But he was trying to get straightened out, so he's probably still having issues.
Me too, young man.
We all having issues. I got a vehicle issue. Spent all weekend trying to fix. Got one problem fixed to cause to make another one.
That
Dennis.
hold? Did that hold? That
No, it didn't work. Did not
gonna
work.
be
I think it
alright.
probably would have worked if we'd have let that set up
It's
instead
gonna
of trying to
be
start it up
alright.
early in the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't really set up.
Everything will
Impatience
be
got the
alright.
best of you.
Problem with Dennis is, he was on the home stretch.
He's a menace.
So he drank a few
gonna
too many
be
beers and then had to
alright.
tear it back down. And when he got back down, he was frustrated and blood pressure was high and it was hot as shit.
Yeah, smoke coming out of his
So
ears.
What you
Been
working on?
brutal.
he's got a plan.
He's got a 57
Supposedly
Chevy
he's
with
come
a
back
turbo
up this
engine.
weekend to refix
Wow.
it and
No, not really.
He said no.
getting the part off. Probably getting the part off the other
I
van.
think
I'm
we should
guessing.
podcast that
All right,
shit.
yeah, bring us back.
Podcast that shit. That's what I
We'll
think
go
we should
back
do.
to Al here in a minute. What do we got on the time over there?
Throw up
Don't
a
ask
It's
me,
the
I
blue
need a
dot
telescope.
beside the green one down at the
24
bottom.
pack.
It's like 53
see
something
on
or
that.
something.
5330.
Podcast.
That'll be your job since you can see
Wow,
that.
Yeah,
I need. We'll have to give me one of these though. You got
It's hard. I can barely see it.
it's 53, 30,
something.
40.
We're almost
There you
there.
go.
We're almost
53,
there.
40.
Welcome
Almost
to the party, pal.
halftime,
Welcome to the
peoples.
party.
Calm down.
Halftime.
The halftime show is.
How many episodes you guys have of this?
27
yeah.
right now. You're number 27,
27?
buddy.
I like that
Yeah.
number.
Better to be billed as number
Preist
15.
of the universe is number 27.
27. 2 plus 7. 9. Never
There you
mind.
go. Number 9. Number 9.
Number
It's no
9.
mystery,
Nine.
man. You gotta
Number
put it
9.
together, man. That's a universal
Nine.
number, man.
Yeah,
Number
9.
9 months,
Niner.
9 planets.
Did I hear a niner in there?
9. Number 9.
Number 9.
Never mind.
Nine.
Number 9.
Get
I've heard
lost
that
in it.
before.
Right.
Number 9.
How many numbers are there?
Nuevo.
I don't know, but I just
Infinity.
learned M is the middle letter. Either way you go, it's what, 15?
You right, I just learned
What
that.
is happening
13.
right now?
13, yeah, it was lucky 13. That's right.
Never mind.
M, could you
Universal.
imagine this?
The other question was, do you
All
have a barber
these
shop?
years, my teachers never
No.
told me that M, the letter M, was in the middle of the alphabet. Do you see the correlation there? M, middle.
Man, see, never mind.
Why didn't the
Mickey
teachers
Mouse.
ever tell you that? It's
Hey,
13,
listen,
no matter which way
There's
you
probably
count
like a
from.
billion students going, they did. You just weren't paying
Mickey
attention.
Mantle. Paging Mickey Mantle. Marilyn Monroe.
That could be.
Right?
Marilyn Monroe.
Never mind.
Like
I
you was
was-
looking out the
I was-
window
I
thinking
was-
about like,
I was in
Marilyn
kindergarten talking about, I'm one day, boy, I'm going to have this motherfucking podcast, boy.
right?
I got you. Don't worry, kids.
Is that
It's
right?
not
That's
real.
the
I'm
13th
gonna be a
letter, right?
squatcher.
That's right.
Squatch your
13,
tongue.
13. That's the 13, 13 club.
13? What? What are you talking about, Willis?
Marilyn Manson. M&M. Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
M&M.
Oh, Eminem.
13, 13. There's
Them
something
stupid
about
candies.
that.
It's
There is
correlation
a,
to it.
like he was talking a little bit ago. These things all tie together in the greater scheme of things. I read a thing back in
Oh, there's no doubt
2000
about that.
when
Eminem
everybody was
ties
going
together?
Y2K crazy. This guy that was doing archaeology over in Israel found out, just bored one day,
Which
this is
Eminem?
what the story was,
With
that
nuts.
over your shoulder, if the sun is going down with a clear tent in front of you, not being rippled by the wind, you can make every single Hebrew letter with your hands. Every single one. Every single one.
You
We
know,
open portals with
it
our
says-
mouths, you know.
That's
that.
interesting.
You know,
You could-
abracadabra and open sesame
Oh,
and
I
all
thought-
of these things are all
I thought it
very
was
real.
abracapocus.
Couldn't you just do that in front of a light though? Do you have to go to that place to do it?
Do what?
To make all the letters like you're talking about making like.
Abracapocus.
Is that like some like, what is that?
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't recognize that?
No.
The
hell is that from, man?
Abracapocus.
God, that's like Mickey. That's Bugs Bunny.
Come on, nobody knows.
Baby,
that
that's
one?
Bugs Bunny,
I know
right?
some of you guys out there know what that is.
Some
That's whenever
Woodpecker
Bugs Bunny
shit.
was going through
Woody
the castle,
Woodpecker. Woody Woodpecker.
and he
is
kept
the
changing
opposite
the
of that.
vampire dude into like half person and half bat and all that shit because
Right.
he wasn't saying abracadabra or hocus
We're back
pocus.
to the cartoons again.
I remember that one.
So you don't have a barber shop,
Again,
but
over
you're
my
a poet, and I can't wait to talk about that some more in the other hour, man. Whenever we get ready to go out here.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was getting
it's
at.
so
the
good.
Just wanted to see you
esoteric
do your
stuff.
thing.
I'm here, man.
You got me fascinated on. So like when you were in the inside, did you have any esoteric literature that you got into that you'd recommend, like that opened your eyes a little bit?
Outwitting the Devil by I think Napoleon Hill. That book right there, I get you could say started it all.
What was it? What was it that
Outwitting
grabbed you, man?
The way he helped you perceive your mind. Like a lot of people don't know.
That you can use the thing.
Yeah, and how to use it because they've been educated a certain way.
Wow. Right.
And once you see that part and you just see the mind for what it is, then you can start to create with that mind power.
Right.
And just
tap into what you have for real.
yeah, and get off that rat wheel. He called it drifting. Like a
Love
lot of
it.
people be drifting.
I find
Going
myself
off into
doing
the
it.
mind,
Got to remind yourself
Yeah.
constantly.
bring it back, man.
Right.
So
That's tough. They call that residing in the higher mind. And you want to go back to that primitive mind, the low frequency, the hate, the bitterness, the anger, the rage, the blame, all that shit that keeps us down here blaming everybody around us while it's really in our control to change it the entire time.
It's
exactly.
all on you.
That's right. You got to change your mindset, change your life. So
Exactly.
think positive, be positive, and
Thank
you'll draw
you, Tony
that in.
Robbins.
Can't let other people
But
dictate what
I'm
you're
not going to say
trying
you're not
do
going to
or-
catch a stray if you don't watch that ass.
Kick
So
the
have
teeth
eyes in the
off.
back of your head. It's crazy right now.
Man, when you open
Everywhere.
up that third eye, your eye
That's
is
right.
everywhere, man. The
Yeah.
perception is cold from
And
that
you know,
point of
that's
view,
the thing I
man.
tell people too is when you first open it, it's for seeing in. It's not for seeing out, because I know they said they puzzled about it for a long time. They were like, why is it atrophied that way? It's not atrophied. It's not for looking out. It's
Can we
for
make
looking in.
Squatch Billies? Instead of Squidbillies? Squatch Billies, yeah. Squatches that are
We
parked
get
away.
sued for that.
No, that'd be ours.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
So, did you do the meditation then as well? Did you pick that up then?
Yeah. That kind of, like I said, that kind of came with it, man.
Because that's a heavy practice, and you got to be diligent. You got to do
follow
it.
a guy named Moji. He's on YouTube. I follow him, and he kind of just helps you sit in that stillness and find that place on the inside that's the calm before the storm. You know what I mean?
I love it, man.
How'd you help you find that flow?
It's a great way of putting it.
And he says meditation, really, the best part of meditation is getting rid of the one who meditates.
Exactly.
That's the part that people miss.
I love
you know
the.
what I mean?
Did you see the photo? There's a photo of the Buddha or a Buddha, and he's sitting in that position, and he has his severed head sitting in his lap.
Exactly.
You know,
That's kind
you know
of
what I'm
the same
saying?
thing.
Because
Yeah,
that's
for
it.
real.
You gotta separate that thinking mind that's going to convince you of all this other shit. It's your subconscious. I think Young was right.
It's
I'm a
been
big
tricked since
believer in
childhood.
Young.
Carl
Check
Jung.
out some of
I'm
Young's
hip
stuff.
to him. Yeah.
Man, you know, it's not just about dreams, but that's part of it. You can change those neural patterns in your mind to go real
Absolutely.
places and get some real distance, like what we're
Absolutely.
talking about, you
Totally,
know?
man.
And man, I'm right there with you, baby.
Man,
Man,
facts,
we've been
Victor.
to some of the same parties out there.
Listen, never mind, man. Listen. Parties in space, though, and it's in the stars.
That's
you gotta
right.
come up here.
That's right. It's wild,
I'm
man.
telling you, man.
I love it. And this guy right here is fun when we talk off camera about it. He acts like he's just being silly right now, but this cat's centered, man. I love it. Tommy's really in right now.
Yeah, we're all centered, man.
And that's it, because you got to stop and you got to look inside for a second. You got to find out what's broken in you, because you can't fix the world. You got to start with you. I love that.
what
That's
they
great
say,
advice.
If you want to change the world, start with yourself.
Right, man. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's
Start
it.
with yourself.
Because you're. It's such a huge picture out there that it's just so daunting that you get complacent or you just give up.
Listen,
It's too much.
my people say this, man. If you really want to change the world, change the way you see it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't
Great.
know you can change the way you see
For
things.
sure.
And
That's
once
right.
you realize
Yeah.
you don't have to see things in the way you've been taught to see things.
Exactly.
Then the world starts to open up, and you start seeing how beautiful it really is.
And
Do a little
it's
travel.
not always even just the way, it's seeing all of it. You're only looking at part of the picture.
Exactly.
That's right.
The rest
Step
of it
back
out
just
there.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You see the whole bigger
Yeah.
picture, man. And
We don't
that
see
view,
microwaves,
the
but they're
God's eye
working
view, if
fine.
you will, of the situation, the universe.
Yep.
You'll start, man.
And you know, that's a great one too, man, because I've always kind of tried to, microcosm, macrocosm. Microcosm, macrocosm. There's bigger, small, as above, so below. That's a very real thing.
And so without
Hey, the universe throw you a bone, but you got to go out and make it
As
happen
the universe,
yourself.
so the
man.
soul
It
It
spiral
ain't gonna
in,
throw you
spiral
shit
out.
if you sitting around waiting on the universe. You got to get up and make it happen. Then
That's
the
right.
universe
Yeah.
go, hey, you know,
got
this
good
dude's
energy there.
trying. Maybe,
Right.
just maybe, since the dude's been kicked in his teeth 100,000 times, I might just throw him a bone this time.
Exactly.
listen,
But you
God
know what?
gave you bread, go make toast.
That's
Well, you
right.
play
That's
play the
right.
numbers.
Listen.
I mean,
That's right.
And the most important message of all is
Gratitude. Have gratitude, man, and selfless love.
hey, he was about to deliver
Sorry.
the
I
most
know, he
important
really-
I
message.
know. I did.
He had
I
to build
hated it.
up and then
is that a crackhead don't sit around and say, I can't get high. A crackhead makes it happen and goes and gets high. So if you can't
Right.
hustle harder than a crackhead, then you fucked up.
Listen.
That's all I
you
can
got
tell
that
you.
right.
Hey, listen.
That's worth a quarter.
Worth it. It's worth it, man. Listen. Message. No.
If you can't handle, I'll say it louder for y'all in the back. If you can't hustle
Uh-oh, he's in it.
harder than a crackhead,
Yeah.
hey,
Never mind.
a crackhead gets high every day. They find that money somehow.
I tell you, I've
Quit
seen
sitting
some
around.
really wild
Do
stuff
something.
lately.
The only
in the
time I
news,
want you
man.
sitting around is Wednesdays from 8 to 10. Other than that, get your ass out there and do something.
Do something.
And it's Sundays when
But
we
not-
have Chicken Coop Live
But
here when we
probably
get our
not
shit
like
back.
a crackhead. Just
Other than that,
find a better way than a crackhead.
make it happen. Make
Moral
it
of the
happen.
story right there. Make it
Young
happen.
man.
Right.
Give
That's
me
it.
that
That's
knife.
it. Right.
You wake up with a choice and a chance.
You gonna let a
Take advantage of it.
crackhead out hustle you?
Don't make
That's
no
what you're
sense.
telling me?
Did we go over our hour yet? Because I know we did.
That's,
Stuff, man.
Yep.
yeah,
Really?
104.
You gonna let a
All right.
crackhead out hustle you?
Do you
That's
have
what you gonna do?
the middle thing queued out for the...
Why you asking me?
Oh, that's
Producer
right.
ma'am
We-
over there.
We got Z.
Z.
So whenever we want to bring Mr. Alex in,
We shall do that. All
And
right.
we'll be
Well, I
back in,
guess we're gonna
like-
go take 5.
Is
Don't
he
go
in there?
nowhere.
Is he in?
we'll be right back.
Because we're live and we got to
We're
pee
live.
and all
We got to
that
run
stuff.
away and get coffee
We
hotter.
don't get
and
to edit and cut
keep
away
it going.
and do all that. So we'll
all
be
the
right
fun
back.
shit
Check out our
that you don't get to see.
or hear unless we
Oh,
accidentally.
yeah. That's a
There is
whole
that one
other
episode.
show. I think they call that like AA, right? It's like AA
Gary
or
said a
something like that.
crackhead never gives up.
Oh, man.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Why? Why?
They have a mascot for that campaign.
All right. Hit it. Let's hit that there in middle
Boom.
thing, and we're going to do our thing, kids. We'll be back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be having a brief intermission in our feature presentation. We'd like to remind you all there are snacks and light refreshments at the front bar, hookers and cocaine in the back room. I know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
like I said, if you went last time in the show, these are still live.
Is that what's being broadcast?
Are we? Yeah, we are.
And we're back. Just like
Back. No, I remember now. I got my little pencil, and you know, as we go along, and we're talking, I think of things, and then I forget things.
What's on the
And
list?
normally, I would try to. My thing was because we got into the thing, and I remember I was asking him about, did he have a show? Well, my point was we do this live show thing.
it's coming
He's
back.
going to have you
It'll
to
be
come back
big.
if he was interested.
Oh,
In the chicken coop.
definitely interested, man. Listen, that
Our
would be-
live shows are cool
Yeah.
for the artists.
And I've
I have
never
the
done a
baddest
live
stage
show.
in Stark County.
Really?
I
Never
agree,
done a live
Tom.
show.
Wow.
Never done
Sweet.
a live show like that.
Oh, it'll be so much fun.
Cool.
I think I'm up for the task.
We'll put you
Yeah.
down in history.
Let's go. That's what it's about. Making history.
Hell yeah.
We call it the hard
And not
hour.
necessarily history, but your story. Let's make your story. You know what I mean?
I
Our
like
like
story,
it.
because it's
Our
your
story.
story being broadcast through
I
There
like
go
it.
our
right
story.
there, man.
I like
and
it.
that's how you make history. You You know what I mean?
I like it.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I would love to do that, man. For sure, man.
We-
Put on for the people one time, man.
Mm-hmm.
We had a nice break, and everything was real.
Yeah, I got to see that backyard
Oh.
y'all got out there.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of, sorry about that malfunction, y'all, but don't know what happened. I went outside to talk to them guys for a minute because everybody's outside, and I said, man, I got to go in. Nobody's monitoring. And come back in, and
Right.
it's frozen.
Well, I gotta say hey to the guy that drove by and gave Alex the compliment.
Yeah,
for,
somebody
for
drove
Shred.
by and screamed
We
out
got
about
a
Al.
drive-by compliment, so that was
Thanks.
pretty
Real.
cool.
That's
Thanks,
real.
guy in the white car.
That's definitely real.
Right?
Thanks, guy in the
Thanks
white
everybody
car.
who hung out during this, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So we went and checked out this place yesterday before we set up for the podcast, and dude's trying to play some stuff, and we walk in and the stuff stops working. Imagine that. His electronic stuff. It's me. I do that to cash registers, debit card machines, and all kinds of stuff.
This
they quit
guy
working.
over
They'll just
here
stand
does
there and
too.
look. They're like, oh, you trying to use me? Oh, I was, but I guess I'll go to the next
We need to
machine.
learn how to join our powers.
Well, we
Like,
are with what we're doing right now. When you
Yeah.
get 3-4
They say
minds,
technology is not humanity, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing humane about technology.
That's for sure.
we're bringing the humanity to it right now with the 4 of us all talking together,
There,
and
boy.
we're creating this thing,
They
man.
fail to realize what makes this thing work, man.
And it's energy.
I'm trying to tell you what I know.
Bringing it to
man.
life.
There it go right there. And you are that energy, man. You got to know that, man. That part right there.
And you know,
is
when
what we
you.
tend to forget.
There's a weight to it. What's that weight amount for?
Oh, well, right. That's right. They weighed
soul.
They weighed somebody
heard
when they
about that.
passed, and they said the body immediately went down like 1 pound and an ounce or something, or I
heard
forget
about
some
that,
weird number.
man.
And they were like, "All right, there's something to
Don't you
this."
simultaneously poop? So is it like a
Well,
pound
Yeah.
of poop shooting out?
Yeah,
The
what's
first
really
thing-
going on here, man?
You know that when you
Man,
meditate,
we
you
just in
know,
the two.
well,
And he's already starting.
when you meditate, my I
Thanks,
don't
guy
really,
in the white
second
car.
half, that
I'll
is.
just reset.
I don't really do a mantra, you know, but the first thing I say is I'm more than my physical body. It's a reminder.
Yeah.
Listen, to be absent from the body is to be present
Oh,
with the
Gary
Lord.
said that was him yelling.
Gary.
That's what I asked. I was right. I was dialed into you, Gary Monster. When's Gary coming in to talk with us?
I don't know. Said he was supposed to stop in one of these days and hang out.
Don't be afraid, Gary. Come in and hang out with us. You hang out
afraid.
every Wednesday with us.
You might as well just be here.
Just come hang out, yeah.
Hey, pull it up, man. Pull in. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll have to get out in the woods, Gary, and get them their night vision binoculars and do some things.
Some binoculars.
Hey, listen.
Try
y'all
to
can
get us
do a
some of
lot
them
back
there
there.
I always
Sasquatch
like that.
footages.
Binoculars.
Yeah.
Paranoculars.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down with that.
I don't know. There was a lot of innuendo. That had a lot of layers to that.
Man, did you
Never
make
mind.
that coffee chocolate,
Show
whatever
it.
that is?
Yes, I just put chocolate in this one.
I mean, you put coffee in the chocolate you did?
You put your chocolate in my peanut
This guy
butter.
puts
I
like
put
80 scoop. He like,
two
I get a big thing and he
scoops of
uses like
Quick.
a third of it. Like, you know them Nestle Quick things are that big?
I just used
He uses like that
two,
much
1.5
in one
really.
cup.
And it was
Two.
too much. It's too much tonight.
Just get a cup of
Yeah.
hot chocolate.
I
man.
just, well, I kind of mixed
I'm
the
like,
two.
I don't know why even use coffee.
I mixed the two.
Just get some hot chocolate.
He's wasting them both.
He stirs it and goes, yay, hot chocolate.
I don't put
That's how
sugar
he
in
did
it,
them mushrooms.
and I don't put
Never
cream in it.
mind.
I usually just
That's
drink
how
it.
I
little
eat my
dog a
mushrooms.
chocolate thing.
Yeah,
and serve
Otto
them.
was like, yeah, just put them in your tea and drink them. Ed was like, let me get this chocolate.
He didn't like
Throw them
that
in
too
there.
much.
He
I
said, "Whoop."
love chocolate.
What does that taste like? Is it really good though?
I love it. I've been addicted to it since the midnight shift of the 1990s.
I can't.
That was my favorite, man. When I was working real long hours.
I don't like no chocolate, no coffee. That's disgusting.
Well, you probably don't like fruit in your salad either, do you, you picky eater?
No.
Yeah, see, I do.
I like cheese in
He's
my
got the
salad.
light
I'm
on
a
still?
honky.
I like
Hey,
cheese
turn
in my
out the
salad
light
too,
on.
but I also like strawberries and red grapes and kiwi
You know us
and
white people
cantaloupe.
like cheese. I want cheese in my salad.
I'll tell you what I really
That's a
like
Swiss
back when I
salad,
still
man. Give me
had
some
teeth.
shredded chicken in there.
That
Right?
There
ain't
you
too
go.
much.
Hey,
Nice.
speaking of
Right, throw
Speaking
that
of
in
shredding,
there,
I think
some-
his light's still on in there. I think he
Is it?
steals these live.
Let me shut that off. You're probably right.
There you go. Yep.
Let him relax a little bit.
And I put watermelon in my salad. I like to cut the heart of the watermelon out and cut it real thin and put it on sushi rice and
Does that
freak
go that
everybody
way?
out because it looks like tuna.
Yeah, I handed it that way. But look,
But
That's what it's about, man.
See
Make
what
the
I'm saying?
salad how you
that's
like
different.
it, man.
Never mind.
I
Make
love
the
all
salad
kinds of
how you
I
different
was
like it.
foods, you know?
confused.
Listen,
I was too.
it'd be a shame if we all had to eat Chinese food.
Right.
It'd just be terrible. Not to say that Chinese food is bad.
Not at all.
To eat it every day.
Every day.
Oh man, anything.
Let's
Right,
say
all the-
hamburger every
I
day.
don't
For a
even wanna-
moment there, all
Come
the
on, man.
Chinese chefs that were listening were like throwing down their
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Man,
what?
listen, no,
What are you talking about?
No. Keep cooking. You know, every now
Right.
and then I like some Chinese food.
Right, I do too.
You know what I'm saying?
How you put down my rice? Now I put down my rice.
Oh man, here we
Man,
go.
Listen, that would be terrible. I'm
Now
about
it
to start
begins.
something, man. Listen, man. Hopefully that don't catch on too bad, man.
What was that? Shitty sushi. Shitty sushi.
Man, never.
I like sushi. You like sushi?
I wouldn't, nope.
No, my wife does though, but I
No.
Nah.
I don't like sashimi, which is just straight up raw fish, but I like sushi, which can be raw or cooked tempura style with rice and
and
the
I
other
heard that,
stuff.
and might like
I
it
like all
that
that
way,
stuff.
but
yeah.
I went with somebody who kind of knew what the hell they were doing, and they were
Right.
like, "Look, you will like this if you listen to me." And I
Well,
was
you
like,
figure
"All right."
your
I'll do
caveman
it.
you was eating that. You know what I'm saying?
Seaweed
yeah, I don't
salad.
know,
They was
man.
pretty
we was
lean.
eating fruits and vegetables, man. I think they
Yeah.
lied to us about that whole meat thing, man, because of
You
the
think?
yeah, man, because
Yeah.
of the scheme, man. The whole meat lobbyists and all of that. I think that was a
Do you
lie,
eat
man.
meat at all? Or you,
I mean, I do, but
Yeah.
I don't think originally.
what?
What's her name?
Right, but the
I said, what was her name?
Ooh.
That meat you eat, son.
Oh man, I'm done. I'm done. I walk right into that, man. I walk
Grab
right
that tip,
into
Tom.
that, man. Right, man. Listen, man.
yeah.
I tried.
Well,
vegan
what
in
my
a way.
point was that I think it is natural because I know I'm just get hungry for the shit, whether I seen it on TV or not. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
again, listen, a lot of this stuff.
boom.
Oh, I was waiting for that. It actually came off.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had
Tommy.
a big malfunction.
Motherfucker.
Oh no!
All right, let's see what we can do
What do
here.
you want to
Here,
do?
let me hit
Where's-
my mute button. First
Oh,
off, now
Tr-
it's
knocking
over.
his cocks over there. He's a cock knocker. Way to go, cock knocker.
You guys keep going.
All right.
All right, let's see.
Welcome back.
Na, 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 na,
No.
na,
No, we're still going.
But again, though, back to the meat, man.
Meat
Yeah,
man.
yeah, right. The meat man.
It's funny. All it took was a
That
little
was, that was
meat
Tom's
talk.
nickname, actually, back
that
in the
mic
day. They
flew
called
off.
him the Meat Man.
Actually, my cousin's nickname is Meat.
Talking about
Meat.
hurting the animals. I told you, Tom.
I just think we've been educated and taught, and after so long, it
agree.
just becomes like part of your behavior, even though it's not natural to you.
You are
Just
absolutely
over
right.
so much time, and it's just
How do
been
you
taught.
discern which is which, though?
To be honest, again, that's back to that that meditation and introspection and looking
Finding out what's good for
inside,
you.
Do
seeing
you think
what's
it's the
first.
same for everybody?
I think
Narrow is the way.
outside it may be differently, but when you really look inside, it's the same because
Right.
we're all the same. Everything that is living is the same, and when you look at life in that way, it's kind of hard to slaughter an animal if you see him as
Exactly.
yourself. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. I just think we've been taught.
Nice, Tom.
I'm the baddest technician you'll
are.
ever
That was
fucking
man.
have.
He got it together though, quick. too,
Know
man.
that.
Dang.
And I agree with you 1,000%.
I feel like a magician. Like I looked over here, I looked away
literally-
for a second.
I think
then-
I bumped it with my chair, so I don't know
If
what
we
happened.
did
It was like,
have sound
I was
effects.
like, oh shit.
It
We
worked out
literally
though. We right back.
I
bro.
think
that
Squatch got it.
conversation.
It never even happened.
We literally had that conversation right before
Right.
you got here, and I was talking about how personally, harm no living thing's always been a real thing for me, and I can't kill a mouse in a trap even. My ex used to laugh at me because I wasn't squeamish, but when I had to put an animal out of its misery that I caused that harm to with that stupid trap, you know, because the cat didn't get it or whatever, and it came in out of the cold. It just, there's something about ending something else's energy or
See,
life
it's
force.
how you do it though. Like I would catch them and then put them out on the lid of the trash can so a bird can come and eat it. For real, it's completing. It's a kuma matata, dude.
Right.
You know,
Well,
like,
I mean,
there
it-
you go though. I mean,
it did. It went out into the
yeah.
flower
I
bed
don't
and
want it in my
something took
house.
it.
I don't want. You know, they cause pestilence, and there's a reason why they're kept out of homes. So
never mind. It's a balance. You gotta
Yeah,
find a
right.
balance, man.
So then I feed the eagles and the hawks and,
That's
and
how it
the
works.
birds
I
of my
forget
nature.
this
I found if I
story.
kept the cat around, that it just kept it at bay.
But it was similar to that, like this monk guy like saved a cat or it was, I don't know what it was, but whatever. He saved it up, doctored up, and then let it back out to wild, and then something came and ate it up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like some things you really can't save because it's just the natural order of things. But
That's
like
right.
you said, the intention and the how and why you do it, man.
You're
I think that's
protecting
what
your
matters.
tribe from potential harm.
Yeah,
and,
you
but
feel
then
what
you're
I'm
saying,
saying?
hey, you know, give
Killing
it back
me.
to you, nature. You know
Right,
what I
you know what I
mean?
mean?
Back
We
to
gonna,
you.
we gonna restore the order, and that's what it's about. Back to being high priest. See, you a high priest. See, that's what it's about. For real. Dig, finding the high priest within yourself, man. That's what it's about, man. Keeping the balance of nature, man, and being mindful of it, man. That's what it's about. That's cold.
Right.
I'll smoke to that.
I tell you, I feel a little out of it when I don't find myself meditating regularly because it is so relaxing.
I mean, it's important to meditate, man, to find that balance, because in America, if you will, that rat wheel that they got us on, the
That's
working 40
That's
hours
right.
a week.
That's
It's
right.
just
How do you shut that voice off in your head?
the meditation.
That's right. I mean, but when you start to
Meditation,
meditate,
man.
what a bitch. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Because the mind, again, the mind is so used to being
babble.
You feel what I'm saying? Just
And you
constantly running.
studied the religious aspect of it in the formalized sense of religion that we were talking about early on.
Well, I grew up in the church, so it was-
right. So you know that you're supposed to. You have, what is it? 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. So shut your mouth when you pray, because you're not supposed to fill the air with your words.
like that
You're
one.
supposed to shut your mouth and open your heart, which means sever yourself from that mind and listen with your heart.
Then
And then
stop
you
eating
dial
meat.
them in. That's right,
Start
baby.
putting the mices on the trash can for the, you know what I mean? That's how that stuff happens.
Start seeing some things, and that's what Young talked about, was the synchronicities. Then these things start lining up. You start looking at your microwave and keep seeing 11:11 and all that
Right.
kind of stuff.
A
And no,
quote,
it's not your maybe it's your subconscious, but you're not making that happen.
A
These
quote that I developed is
synchronicities
being
are
able
natural.
to see the unseen
That's right.
from the unseen.
You know what's funny?
But careful with the
That's-
unseen, because when you see it and it notices that you saw it, ooh, you better be coming with
Our-
integrity and honor.
Never mind, there it go, because it'll spit you back out, G.
That's right.
It only accepts itself.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So if you're not
Better
what
come
it is,
appropriate.
That intro song we played that my son made, the title is called Unseen.
never mind.
How about
Listen,
that?
are you one of us? Like that, some of that stuff, man. Not all of it, man. That was a powerful intro, man. Understanding, because never mind. You either one of us or you one of them, man. You feel
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Right.
And that's what it's about, drawing the line, man.
There are people in this life, and it's sad, and I don't want to call them sad people, but like they're not on the same trip we are.
Not at all.
And when you go to talk to them, you might as well be, I like to say, be speaking Swahili or something,
they're like-
because
they look at you like
they
you're
have no
crazy.
clue, right? And then you start giving them little things, because
Gotta go a
okay,
little
well
bit
that's
at a
cool,
time.
right? And then it's like, okay, now I got it. Now we have
Gotta
something to build
spoon
on. We
feed
can
'em
talk
with a
about
baby-
a little bit.
baby
He took the
spoon.
words right out of my mouth.
But you just
Spoon
get
feed,
so
man.
pumped up because we've gone so, I don't want to say further, because that's not what it's about. It's just everybody's journey is their own. It's all about helping people find that road.
Yeah,
And then that light that we talk about all the time, you can multiply that inside yourself. It takes work, but you can. It's called selfless love. Jesus talked about it. Love God and love your neighbor. This is it. These are the 2 great commandments. And they're very difficult to do. I always try to say, practice the 3 great I love you, thank you, and I'm sorry. Every single day with gratitude, and watch how your life changes.
I asked this question in the barbershop earlier today. What is the counterpart to love? Appreciation.
It's
When
a
you show
great
love
one.
and it's appreciated, and you get in that cycle,
Reciprocated.
man, it's just something to
Right,
it, man.
right.
Is all
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying, man.
Right.
And
There
so
is
that's
something to that in the universe. And we're pulling out of the dark and creating light with what we're doing. That's what that's called.
From
It's
the unknown.
How's the
to
song go?
seen.
In return, only what you give.
this a little light of
That's
mine. I'm gonna let it
There's
shine.
no mystery. Some of this stuff has stood the
You
test of
get
time.
what you pay for.
I'm like
Got some
our,
gas songs
our
going
guest best
over
here,
there, some
man. I
gas
grew up in the
band.
church too, man. My mom's a gospel singer, and I saw her make people cry all the time with that high soprano and
Listen,
singing
you know,
everywhere. And
It's funny you say the gas band, and I just mentioned those lyrics, and that
Right.
the lyrics in that song. The song is called "Savior," and it's kind of about what you guys are talking about. But
Right.
the funny thing is, if you listen to our band, you would never believe what our lyrics are about. And
Right.
Z read them, was like, "Wait a minute." You guys are like love songs and religious stuff, and it's like,
Right.
well, yeah,
The good stuff.
we got a couple songs where we're racing cars, and we got a Jeffrey Dahmer song, and shit like
get that
but,
in there, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's more. It's really not what you think it is. It's
Man,
kinda
it never
odd.
is. And that's what,
That's
just
right.
not even the music you guys make, but just period. It's
Right.
never what you think it is.
You know that's right.
And once you realize that,
You stop and look, right?
Never mind, man.
Yeah, you got to like it enough to stop and look. We're so about this right now. Mm-hmm. And it's at lightning
Swipe
speed.
left, swipe
we
left,
know.
swipe left.
That's right. How fast? 7 seconds? 3.4 seconds? Like our live are these weird numbers and logarithms
You
and
got to put the combination
Dude,
together.
we used to sit on the front porch and burn grass. Like seriously, like and like take the lighter and fill your hand and go.
Did you ever take those cups, put a string?
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
First walkie-talkie.
Yeah, sure did.
I was a creative early on. I had art sets. I like to paint, man. That's always been my thing when
never
left
really-
to my own devices. I love it.
Although
And
I
writing.
did find out
Love
after
writing.
Mom passed
first
away,
love.
she had a bunch of stuff that from we as kids. Apparently, I did used to draw shit.
I know. I was telling you.
surprised. I was like, wow, that
Take
was
it back.
me.
Tap back in.
I couldn't even do that
That's
now.
right. That's right.
What the hell?
Listen,
Drop
man.
back in and see what happens, man.
It's
Crazy.
Let that
Some of the
voice
shit
talk
that
again.
I-
Were you
I
dropped on
actually
your head
there
at
you
some
go, right
point?
there.
It must have been. I got
Maybe.
ran over by something.
Forgot
That
all
coulda
about
happened.
it, man.
And then you forget it too.
And you know they
Don't
say
blame it on the weed because it happened way before that.
Yeah, it ain't the bud. It ain't the bud. This
poet
make you
needs the
remember.
pain. They say a poet needs the pain, and you know what? You've been going through some shit too, just like me, dude. Let that voice talk. See what comes out, man.
Man,
Well, I think it
07.
clarifies because you can't think about too much.
07, man. I did one of my
When
best
you're in
pieces.
pain,
It was the first thing I
but
did. I
pain.
loved it.
But
Right.
you know, that was
the
back.
things you come up with though, like that struggle,
way
How
back.
young? Were you real young?
you appreciate.
Yeah.
it, right?
And then you forgot about
Like
your inner
grade
child,
school.
Tom. That's right. That's your inner child. You got to
Grade school.
reconnect
Once
with.
once I
Scriptures
hit
talk
like
about the inner child,
junior
man.
high,
And see, that's a
You
big
gotta
one
come to
because
it, man.
at junior high, right? That's
Yeah,
great.
you
The
gotta
angry
like
child.
children, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know?
Have
Two
faith in this
things that-
thing, man. It works.
Right.
well, not two things. The two things that I went to, and one will ruin your life, and the other one was cool, and that
Right.
was coochie and music. That's why I
here we
stopped
go
drawing
again.
because you know that stuff takes you other roads and
Well,
Music.
I've always been the romantic type.
music. Then I started,
universal.
writing music instead of drawing. So I never really.
You started drawing notes and then it just became
Yeah.
music.
well, and that's
Exactly.
that inner child, like we just said. But like, there's the inner child, and then there's the angsty teenager that wants justice for
So what
the
I'm-
shit that's been done to us, and then there's the old man that we are now, older men that are just want a little peace and
So
quiet.
what I'm
now.
saying to you kids out there is, if you want to make something of your life, hold back on the coochie. It's gonna get you.
Listen,
It'll
take your time
get
with
you,
that.
man. It's worse than a drug.
Take your time with that.
But
Don't
you-
be in no
Trust
rush,
me,
bro.
it's waiting for you. It'll
It
be there.
is. It definitely is.
Quality is
man.
definitely better than quantity. So there you go.
There it go,
All
right
right.
there, man.
I tell you no lies.
Get the quality, man.
I am still free, baby. Over a year now.
But you
a
end
little
up
jittery.
spending your energy and
but,
time
uh,
trying to chase that around instead of doing what you're supposed
This
to be doing.
this segment brought to you by Fleshlight.
Never mind, man. This is a good show, man.
Oh.
As they tune in, they can learn something, man. I'm telling you, man.
And fleshy oils.
Oh, man. Stop. Stop.
Meditation.
I like it, man. Yeah.
Meditating.
Step away from the ficus. That's a jizz-free ficus.
Oh, isn't so it is the second half. So what's your conspiracy things? Do you
All
have any?
right.
Conspiracy.
What's a
Oh,
favorite?
man.
There's a lot right now to choose from, man, because there's cameras everywhere.
Oh man, the biggest one when Trump got shot. That's such a big of a
Wildfire. the shot.
Pretty hard to
down the
believe
road.
that.
Listen, oh man.
Going down the rabbit hole.
Cool.
Exactly.
Run with it.
And
What
so
to
that's
believe?
probably like how do you?
Is this a hype experiment, or did this just really happen?
I don't know.
Because somebody threw that question out on the table, and it
Yeah.
took off like fire.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know what to believe when it comes to politics. I think that's the biggest real conspiracy.
Man, I love it when you
You
say
know
it.
what I mean?
Keep going.
Bro.
I mean, they release stuff after time, after everybody's
Dead.
that was
Right,
involved
yes.
is dead.
It's just-
then they release it.
Then
So-
they're
Oh, by the
like,
way,
oh.
we
and
found
they-
this out.
So what does history always
In the
say?
book
It always says,
Kinematic.
"Wow, they did that to who?"
Exactly. So
Right.
It's like, I
so
don't-
you think
yeah.
they all of a sudden like, you know what? We're not going to do that stuff anymore.
Right.
So it's not even funny.
We got
anymore.
nice now.
Stop
so,
it.
I'll wait
yeah.
till the truth comes out about it later. Like, you know what I mean? But right now, I think that's like, they want people in the uproar and everybody everywhere.
Everybody in an uproar. I
Yeah.
saw Barack
It'd be crazy.
Obama make
And,
his entrance the other night, and a lot of people were saying how he was grandstanding. And then I watched it today at Dolores down at the shop. We watched it, and she goes, "What's that look like to you?" And I said, "Guy that loves his mate." Came out, gave her a hug, and it was all cool. I didn't see any grandstanding, so I got to disagree with that one.
Right.
I don't know. I think that it's. I was a Democrat my whole life. And when things with Bernie Sanders went, I think that some of his folks infiltrated the party I was a member of my whole life, and things changed. Just a lot of things changed. And I was always what was called a moderate Democrat. I was right down the middle. I'm a working man class. I don't make the tax cuts that upper echelon warrant. I don't see that kind of money. I'm down here in the manufacturing class where it's a bit of a struggle
We broke.
sometimes.
Down there broke as a joke.
That's
dog.
right.
What's up with y'all out
That's
there
right.
in that there
And that's the
Let's be
thing.
real.
land
Instead worrying
of
about
making
stuff
laws
that
and
don't
shit and
change that, they want you to
policies?
worry
What
about Trump
the
getting shot,
fuck
man.
are
Yeah.
you guys doing?
Well, when I see that,
and I'll
thing,
drop 2 quarters for that big ass.
Nobody's
There's some
nobody's
bullshit
hiring
going on
that
up in
guy
there.
to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
And I ran for
If
office.
he was as close as we are, you'd be like, well,
Small
probably
office,
get
but
him. You know what
All
I mean?
these
But it's not a
politicians
guarantee.
are so full of
listen,
shit.
So he's not going to be
All
the
of
guy.
them.
So he
very
could be a
hectic.
distraction, and somebody else was.
I don't even think it
shooting,
really
but-
matters. That's what I'm saying. Like whoever becomes, it's still a shit show.
They're all full of shit.
I agree, David.
Like,
I agree.
Oh,
and that's
full
the
of
conspiracy.
shit.
They want you to think it's something, and it's like
They're like
no, it's not.
WWE.
Like, that's
They're
why I say
going
it's the
out and
biggest
trashing
conspiracy.
everything, and then going eating lunch, going, look what we did.
Right.
know-
like,
These
come on.
guys,
You know
and we're
when you
gonna
see a
tax them
UFO
again,
in the
take their
sky,
money and fuck
and you
their
don't
jobs up.
know,
Damn it, I did it.
you know, like you're not saying it's an
Another
alien,
I
quarter.
know.
but you're not saying it's
You
the
know it's
government,
something.
but it's
Another
something.
quarter.
I have a dude, man.
And
he
you
got
know-
a telescope. He stay looking up there talking about he sees stuff all the time.
Yeah,
man. And I just be like, man, well,
I
I
have.
don't
I
even
got
want to look.
pictures. I got finally the third time I got pictures.
I know they ain't telling us the truth about aliens, though. That's
yeah,
not
no,
even a
I'm not saying it was
conspiracy.
aliens. I'm
Yes,
just saying it was.
It was aliens.
It was a silver cigar-shaped vessel. Is what I
Man,
could
it
say,
was
and it was
crazy.
consistent
Listen,
all three
I believe
times.
I'll say it for you. It was aliens, man. Listen,
Bruh, I
they
missed
don't
it.
want us to know, but they here, man.
Oh, they've been
They
here.
here. That's
They've
what I'm
been
trying
here.
to tell you, man.
I was,
They
you
are
know-
here.
They could be right next to you and just invisible.
Listen,
you know?
listen. The
When you
scripture
feel
says
that,
you have
feel
entertained
that little
angels, but I
brush.
think they talking about UFOs, man.
I see that.
Yeah,
That's,
I
it
agree.
could actually
They say
be applied
you
to
have
that for sure.
entertained angels and know it not.
There you
I
go.
think they're
I was just
talking
getting ready to
about-
say that. Quit reading my mind,
I'm
guest.
telling you, man. I promise, man. Listen,
And
it's
you know
something
what's
to
the
it,
difference?
man.
They'd be very alien to us. And in all
For
the
sure.
data sets that I saw, angels, it says that man was made from the clay of the earth. Angels were carved from stone. They are our older brothers that were supposed to be protecting us.
They're mine.
And Lucifer took a rebellion.
Never mind.
And a third of heaven went with him, not
Never
all
mind.
of it. And there's still very much some heavy things
I'm
going
trying
on
to tell
behind the
you.
scenes
Aw.
that people
Again.
just are closed-minded to because of all this craziness around us that's designed to distract you
Exactly.
from getting to the core of what the hell's really
Exactly.
going on.
There it is.
Keep us all arguing over crumbs, and we
Yeah.
never figure out about the big pie right in front of us.
Right. And how we can all get a slice.
That's
too.
right.
It's
Men
big enough
and
for
women and
everybody to get a
everybody.
slice,
Yeah,
man.
you know,
That's
I mean,
what they
I-
don't want you to know, man. They want you to think it's just crumbs out here.
and hate,
Get them
and
crumbs
hate,
with them
and hate.
rats.
And everybody hates everybody, and everybody hate, and you're stay in your house, 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 stay in your house.
Order.
Yeah, right. It's never ending, and we all know it
telling
because
you.
we're hearing it.
It's
We're
a
hearing
rat
the
race,
same
man.
thing.
Well, that's
It's a
why I
rat
didn't
race.
like school, probably the same as you. I
I'm
figured
trying
out
to
it was
tell you.
BS by about.
Exactly.
I mean, I started having a hint that it was BS right off the start, but you're submissive to your
gotta
people,
go.
right?
You get it.
All right.
But
You
by
get
5th grade,
lulled
I
to
was
sleep.
full on like, all right.
I never got in trouble in school, but my teachers always had the same all through school. They used to say he's not a bad kid, he's not disrespectful, he just doesn't do any of the work.
Right.
I'm not gonna disrupt the class.
Right,
I'm
that's
not gonna
about
do
how-
none of that. But
They
I'm
would
not
do
doing
enough
none
to
of
let
the
you
work.
go pass through because you didn't do nothing wrong, and they was
Wasn't-
pretty sure you was going to be okay, so you knew
Wasn't a
enough.
problem
so,
child.
I'm telling you, man.
Because that's all the more valuable most of that stuff
I'm
is.
trying to
anyhow,
tell you,
so,
man. And
yeah.
you don't use any of that stuff in life. For real,
You know,
for real.
there have been-
Past
Unless
the
you
math.
put yourself
Right.
into a path that
Yeah,
it
but
requires
it's
you
some-
to know those
Exactly.
trivial
If you're a doctor,
facts and
please go
whatever,
to
so-
school. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
There's certain
right,
things
right.
that I feel like you should
Yeah.
have further education on, but
right.
the stuff I was trying to do, I didn't even need.
Well, when you're in the
school
5th
education.
grade, there's a lot of stuff that you could use more than what they was giving
Never
me
mind.
back in the day.
That-
So
Never
And
mind.
I don't remember what we was talking about, but Chris Waldron, thanks for kicking in the chat, said something about Windsor, Ontario, Canada is a shithouse.
I'm not.
But it was
even
back
hip.
there in the chat, so I don't remember what we was
all
talking
right.
I see it right
But
there.
I did
man.
shout you out there, bro, because
well, sorry you had a bad experience.
It's already on a delay, and then we get into all this other shit.
in
We
Windsor,
was already in
Ontario.
conspiracies. Man, you love playing with that thing, don't you?
Oh man.
Well, I keep turning it, and I'm not talking.
well,
into
leave
the
it
thing.
alone.
I need that thing there so I see it again, like you guys all have.
Why do you keep
I don't-
Well,
jerking
you don't
it
need
off
it, right.
over there? You keep jerking it off
Yeah, mine's
over
is
there.
yellow.
No, he keeps the feeling of it.
Double entendre.
Feeling of it.
Well, you're
Making
doing
them
it.
noises.
Doing it too.
Quit calling me girls' names.
Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
I'm not entendre.
But yeah, I always
Double
say
entendre.
that probably 80% of what people see in the
Grab the
skies
tip.
is the U.S. government
Just the
flying
tip.
around at ridiculous speeds and angles.
Man, dude, ain't no telling what they doing, man. They doing all type of bullshit.
Well,
And
some
you
of
know-
it's public record. You just don't know where to
Well,
look.
I
Could
have a
you
buddy
imagine-
that said that they've had anti-gravity shit that they use, the military, on aircraft carriers, basically, that they've had for years.
Listen, I would never say on air all the top secret stuff that Eddie told me about
Right.
the military.
Listen, man. quit
This guy, he
saying
knows
shit
shit.
about
I
me,
heard some
bro.
stuff.
He
man.
knows shit.
Right.
Oh my
He knows
God,
some
what are you doing to me?
Nah, he knows some shit, man.
You know
He's an
what's
open
funny?
book too.
I was gonna have him. I was gonna record him the other day and said something about it. And he goes, "No, you can't record me." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "I was like, oh, he's got tattoos."
Oh, okay. So you know what? And that was something I wasn't sure of. We were talking about that the other day when I first
We'll have
met
to
him.
cover the voice and the face
That's
and
right.
everything.
He was telling us some really interesting stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
fun if we could conceal, the guest and have some of those folks that have expressed an interest because we've had a few that.
Oh, we got some folks.
I'll just say they're a little wily, and and I don't know, what'll happen, but it would be really cool if we could make that happen. I think there's a few people that are in the hopper,
real
as they
radicals.
say.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Keep you
We
in
got some of them
suspense.
people
And
that
I-
have
Not without a
Not,
cause, though. Not without a cause.
Yeah.
But it's fun to come in here and talk about this stuff because only when you
Actually, he
debate the
didn't tell me
truth do you get to the
anything.
truth of the matter,
Don't quote
man.
me.
Because
Never
everybody's
mind, man.
trying to get to the bottom of shit, man. And until you talk about it, you don't really know what's going on. It's just an echo
You got an
chamber.
eyeball you're turning on there.
Yep. Just
There it
looking
is.
at you.
Looking at you,
man.
sir.
He said that was a angel protection ring.
D who?
thing.
I like the idea of the ages of
lowest
angels,
hidden planet
How old
on-
are angels, Because when I read the book of Enoch, when he flies through all the heavens and finally gets just before the seventh heaven, there's 3 angels the size of planets bound upside down together, and they beg him. They're like, oh, human,
That'd be crazy to think
tell
about that.
the Most High how sorry we are and to let us go. And that's such a wild visual, I always thought. I'm pretty sure it's
Right.
right kind of in the
I was-
beginning of the story.
I was
kinda.
just getting ready to say, if you think about that, 3 angels the size of planets
Galactus from Marvel Comics, that's
bound,
pretty
begging,
big.
begging the Most High.
Right.
So what's that tell you how badass the Most High is?
Never
If he's got
Oh.
something chained up that's the
Oh.
size of planets, man,
For the
dude,
seventh
like,
heaven is sevenfold
whoa,
light.
They don't
that's
call it
a
the Most High
heavy
for nothing,
visual.
man.
That's a heavy visual,
really
bro.
is.
Never mind.
And
He,
for
was
real,
like,
like,
he might have been tripping though. That's those shrooms
And
again.
the
though.
most,
man.
the most
There's talk
high.
of that too.
I'm telling you,
I'll
man,
tell
because they
you.
were heavy
When he
on
says
that back
most
in those
high,
days.
that's exactly
No,
what
look,
he's talking about.
most high.
You get there finally to the precipice,
There-
and it's Samson from.
There is a
from-
great argument among philosophers that the manna from heaven that came up overnight was mushrooms.
Never mind. I would buy that.
And
But
guess
listen,
what?
never
There
mind,
was strict
man.
warnings on when you could gather them and eat them because they would putrefy. Same thing as a mushroom.
Listen, never mind. A lot of that stuff in the scriptures is coded, man. And if you can break them codes,
And you're
down-
right. And the Bible Code was a big book for me in 2000 when Michael Drosman, I think his name was, wrote that. I was like, wow, I'm hip to this. And it took computers forever to, oh, wow, count those different skips, you know. But AI, man.
Don't say the name, but see there, nope.
AI.
See who that is, don't
no.
you?
Huh.
Who he's just talking about.
Oh yeah, I get you. I can't read it, but I figured it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Well, AI could do it very quickly. My son Alexander and I found out because I got curious. So we did,
Did you
The
make
book of
his,
Genesis.
Is his middle name Ignatius? by any
and
chance?
it did it
He'd be
in
AI.
seconds instead of days. And then I said, okay, let's do book 1 and book 2 and see what happens. It did it real quick again. And I said, all right, let's do the whole Old Testament. And Al did it. And they shut us down. And we couldn't do any more questioning in that line. It was gone. Because the system was taxed because the math equations for those skips. And it was looking in some, woo. And like you
places.
said, it's layered, man.
It is.
There's a Bible passage that says that you shouldn't drink. But then when you read it as an acrostic in Hebrew, it says when wine is consumed, secrets are let out.
See?
Layers
Listen.
of messages, and they're all numeric.
Listen, there you go. You got to be able to read that. But
I mean-
they teach you the wrong way, though. They teach you what they want you to know to keep you on that
Exactly.
right way.
Sure.
I promise.
Well,
They
they'll
do.
look at
Exactly.
everything except for the truth. That's
They-
the thing.
listen.
So
Think
They don't
about how
wanna see the
depressing
truth.
school was. The
They don't wanna see
lighting
the
they don't.
was all industrial, those big industrial lights. They were to keep you calm and relaxed while you did your studies, to learn your task like you would when you went into the working world at 14. Because that's when they were designing this stuff. This is archaic, some of it. They knew where they were getting into the heads of the youth. Youth is truth. Youth is truth.
Never mind.
Us older men, we're comfortable. We don't want our truth interrupted. But these young men are coming up, these upstarts, and they got a different vision. What is it? How's the other one go? Your young men will what? They'll see
Dream
visions.
dreams, chase visions, yeah.
And your old men are going to dream dreams.
I was saying, man, the kids that are coming up now, we could learn from them more so than we trying to teach them. Man.
That's right.
Yeah.
We could learn from them.
They're gonna
We
tell
learned
you
a
what's
whole
going
bunch
on.
of bullshit, and we've adopted and accepted a whole bunch of bullshit.
And we've perpetuated
and
it.
they not going for it, and we'll call them back because they ain't going for the system. That whole
That's right.
they not going for it. They like fuck all of it.
And I got to ask, baby.
Let me get.
I think they tell us, there's more people that get it. They just don't let you know that there's more people that get it.
They don't
So,
want you
yeah.
to know.
I
man.
got to know, man, why are they calling us baby boomers?
I don't
Where the hell is that coming
because
from?
there was a bunch of babies born during such
certain
and
time
such
period,
time. Yeah.
yeah.
2000?
No,
know.
not. I
I
don't
don't know where I fall.
I'd have,
I'm not sure.
I'd have to Google
I'm not
that.
sure.
Right, Google, hey Siri.
Because I got 3 sons that are 20, let me get it right,
I would
21,
have to
23,
Google that.
and 24. And they've referred to me as a boomer at different
what
times.
years the baby boomers
And
from
it's a
when to
specific
when?
time,
Generation
though.
X's. And,
Right, yeah, they have it stamped out,
'Cause-
mapped out though.
and
Do
I
you
don't even know
remember
what they're all
Y2K?
called.
I do.
Okay, I'm just curious because
And
you
I
never
thought-
did
listen,
get
I was
raised.
in
Looks
acting
like our
for
And I'm like,
producers get
Y2K
that
was coming up, and I think I was going to be like 14 or something like that. And I was like, there's no way the world's going to
All right, all right.
Yeah.
There we
There's
go.
no way.
1946.
And they were telling me this number stuff. I'm like, so what? Like, restart it then. Like, if it just stalls out, just
Man, listen, never mind,
Yeah.
man. I was hoping it wasn't going to come to an end like they said.
I was
it
near
write it
Akron.
down.
Because I
actually-
think I was
yeah.
still a
Thank
virgin
you,
and
Z.
everything, man. Like, come
There
on,
you
man.
go,
Don't
right.
take me out now,
Right.
man. Please.
Well,
mean, that was a-
did you work it that night or what? That could have been your
Dennis-
game. Like,
2000
You know what? I didn't even use that. I didn't.
Dennis
even-
says isn't
I
that
was sitting
fifth
at home,
heaven or
man.
higher?
yeah.
hoping it didn't happen. So when I was ready to do it, I would be able to.
Thank you, Z.
Yeah.
Let's say it like that, man.
There you
I didn't
go,
use it
Miss
as a
Mills.
pickup
Put it
line,
up
though.
there. Our
What you
producer
got?
come up with the facts right there. 1946 to 1964.
What's that?
That's the
baby
boomers.
boomers.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not no baby
All
boomer.
right,
neither.
so
Neither.
why the
Nowhere
hell are
near
you
that.
boys calling me a boomer? Stop it. I told you it'll make no sense. I ain't
So
that
there
old.
you go.
We're not a boomer.
I was born in
Get it straight,
1973.
whippersnapper.
Yeah. I'm an indigo child. You better come
What?
right, boy.
What are we? We're the badass generation.
That's
as far as
right.
I'm concerned.
What year were you?
Yeah.
71.
That's right. You're an indigo child, and so's he.
I don't know what that means.
It means you were born between a certain time period, about 1965, I think.
Then
I
we
could
got
be
them
wrong, maybe
shots.
67. And
Got that
1978, 79, 80, kind of. I think they were kind of getting it perfected then.
We got the super.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. We missed that
Or
last
soup.
question
They were getting us
last
ready
week.
for what we're doing. We're right in this very moment, I think.
Man,
I
I
really
remember
do.
freedom in that time period. You know what I'm saying?
Pre those
Like,
times, that's right.
there was just enough technology to be comfortable
And
but not
fun.
invasive. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
There was still
fun.
lore and myth that was fun. You
It was
know
the
what
old
I'm
Wild
saying?
Wild
That,
West.
Yeah, and
You know, I got 2 Bitcoins. I just don't know where they're at. I got 2 of them. Some guy gave them to me
Man,
when
I
it first
got
started.
2 shit coins.
I got
and
2
they're
of
over
them.
there.
I'm not even
They ain't
joking.
worth
I don't
nothing.
know what a shit coin is, but I'm glad you don't carry it. I'm glad they're
Yeah.
over there.
Right, yeah.
And look, I don't
yeah.
even do that stuff, but like that, I just thought when that first came out in like, what year was that? That's another great trivia one. 01, 02, something like that. It was real
What?
early.
It hit big,
Bitcoin
though.
stuff?
I was doing eBay, yeah, and some guy said, "Hey
so
man,
they say.
yeah,
You know
here's this
anybody
eBay
that hit
thing."
it big on it?
And he was like, "Hey
Again,
man,
back to so they say, like they
Yeah.
made it
Right.
make seem like it was big.
A lot
Yeah,
of people
right.
didn't hit it big in it too. So
Right.
Right, yeah.
This guy gave me like I forget. I want to say 2, but it
But
could have
then
been
they like
as
off the guy
10,
that
like a dime.
started that or something like that. Like
I
I,
never
heard
even-
like they
I looked
offed
at it.
him or something.
Comfort
I
like
gave
that.
it a whiff. I didn't like the smell, so I moved on. You know
I
what I'm
can't.
saying?
Yeah, I didn't get into it either, man. They
I'm
was
afraid of
pushing
all
it,
that
though.
stuff, man. I like what's that?
I didn't say nothing. I was watching and listening here.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, that boy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I was pissed. I was said earlier, I was mad that we missed the last little bit of last week's show because the damn thing cut out on us. That there spec
It's that warning right there that says warning, 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 warning
It
since
says
day
that we
one.
don't like you. We don't like you. We don't like
Our
you.
output is exceeding
We
something.
gotta get some internet.
We've got
updates.
this
we
big,
got
big
some new equipments. We're trying.
change we're gonna do, and I hope that solves everything.
Gotta do some changeovers, but I ain't had time because life been punching me in the face. I don't even have a vehicle right
Boom,
now.
boom, boom. I know. I feel you, baby.
We need
I feel you.
Dave or
Houselessness.
somebody over at the cable company to hook us up.
Yeah, Dave over there at the Spectrum.
Right. Come through. Man.
But I think I talked to Jamon the other day. So Jamon, hook us up, man. Make it happen.
Was that
Yeah,
who it was?
that was a
Yeah.
midnight phone call after that
Yeah.
last time we got
Did
kicked
you get
off.
a number,
and
like
you
an
were on for a
extension number
minute.
for him?
No.
I wonder if I could just call up. Hey man, let me get Jamal. Where he at?
Maybe.
After that was late at night, wasn't it?
It was
Right.
midnight almost. It was 11:40 at one point, and I was like, I can't
Yeah,
believe
it was
this is
after
happening
the
right
Still
show.
now.
got to do all that too, man.
Right. Well, you know what?
Jamon probably hit like and subscribe.
Sometimes we gotta
because
get
he
it
watched
done.
this and liked it. So
Hey man, did you say my mom?
There are
Yeah,
4
I did,
hours
Jamal.
probably
Jamal.
between us and where he was sitting at. So it was still work night for him, probably.
right.
Hey man, I'll
Jamon,
sell
call
you-
the show. What's your personal phone number?
It's on the back of the car.
That's right.
Doesn't work though.
No,
This guy over
I
here.
am off right now. I've been off
Jamon,
for 2
hook
weeks.
him up with some phone service too.
It
We
is.
need
I was
we
saying
need
it
a
outside.
free
We
line.
need to go fund you for the media
need
farm.
a
We're
free-
hurting over here.
No, but you know
line
what?
for
I'll
Mr. Ed.
I'll take some positivity tonight though, because I got a CAT scan here in about 8 hours. I've really been sweating hard, man, and they're doing it with
Yeah,
contrast.
we need
and
some of
big
them
one.
right.
prayers
It's a
to
big
go
one
out,
for me, man.
everybody.
Send him out.
It's
send
a
him
big
some
one,
I
yeah.
gotta go get his shit looked at.
I'm really, you know,
He's been in pain. You guys don't know it. He's been hurting the last
yeah,
month.
I've been. Me and Tom have talked about a lot of really things I never thought
You
I'd be
just ain't
talking
been
about.
saying nothing
I'm down to
about it.
150 pounds right now. I'm dissolving thinner, as my brothers used to say. So I don't know,
Some
man.
bitch won't eat neither, so I don't know.
Well, I've been trying to stay away from certain sugars and stuff, and now that I don't have teeth, it's harder to maintain that healthy lifestyle that I was trying to do, man.
Yep,
But
that's rough.
on an upper
They
note,
say sugar's
I'm gonna
right.
get good news. I'm gonna stay
Oh, yeah,
positive,
it's gonna
man.
be cold, man.
I've been
Everything
doing
gonna
this
work.
for a long
It's
time, man.
supposed to, man. Everything work
But we're
together.
getting there, kids. We're
How about that?
about that time.
We
man.
are, and we always ask those same 2 questions,
I'm
and I'm
glad
going to
we're there.
ask the man. I'm asking mine. So, what would the guy the guy we're talking to now, the wise guy that's learned some shit in this life after being booted around a little bit, tell that young, headstrong, know-it-all that we all were? when we were kids and thought we knew our shit when we didn't know anything yet? What would you tell him?
That you don't know anything. You don't know anything.
Don't know shit.
Great word.
Listen,
I
and
love
listen
nothing.
to anybody that you know is trying to tell you something.
Actually
That's
retain
what I'm
it
saying.
and try to do it.
Yeah, try to apply it, man. And listen.
Don't think you know, because you do not.
Right.
We
2
all
years
thought
from
we
now.
knew. Trust me, we all thought we knew.
There goes.
And we did it the hard way. So just listen and do it the easy way.
Right.
I mean, it's really that
Don't
simple.
reinvent the wheel. It's
Right.
already been done.
Right there, man.
Well,
Just
try
look and
and-
go, oh,
That's right.
oh, okay, that's how you do it. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
They say experience is a teacher of fools. Somebody told you before you went through it.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's right, man. Are you going to come on the live show and do some like
That absolutely
freestyle
is.
type stuff? Because we had some guys do some freestyling in here that really blew my mind.
We
That's
missed
a
it
real
too, man, at the end of the last
talent.
show.
And I know we've been kicking ourselves about it because we lost our feed, and it was a
still
really
on?
Z
great.
got some footage of
I
it,
really,
she said.
guys, we want you
Yeah.
back. We're going to do it
Secret
again.
footage.
We're going to do it
Gonna
upright.
buy it on the box set someday.
We're getting it fixed. But I tell you, man, I would
Our,
really like to have them back on to fix that.
Behind the scenes.
Patreon. On the Patreon, you can get that shit.
The Patreon.
Oh, we don't have one. We're gonna get one day. We're gonna get them Hey Nick t-shirts. Who all wants a Hey Nick t-shirt?
I'll check.
We print them up.
Everyone.
You guys gonna buy one?
Hey, Nick.
We'll probably sell them down there at old Gattuso's.
We've been shouting that out a lot. That silly voice,
Hey,
man.
Nick.
I love it. It cracks me up every time you do it, man. I love it.
What are you doing over here, Nick?
Anytime I get like loud at focus or something, he'll hit me with that. Like, hey Nick, what the hell are you doing over there?
Okay, man.
So, my question is, what is the absolute worst thing you've had in your beard? And what was her name?
Oh man. Wow.
I don't remember her name.
No, I'm kidding about her, but yeah.
No,
what-
that's it right there. We made up fake names. I was Jamal and she was Sandra. And yeah, and that was probably the worst. Because never mind.
Wow.
I
No,
kept
this is
smelling
good.
it throughout
I'm
the
like,
day.
wow.
Oh, man.
I thought I got it good in the shower and like all day I'm just smelling this
Not
shit
until
all
your
day.
mind was playing tricks on you and
man,
stuff.
it was bad, man.
What
that's
alcohol
horrible.
will do to you.
Man,
All right.
listen, and the drink that it was like the barmaid, she just made up some stuff. I forget what she called it. We both had a shot of that, and yeah, that was that.
It was
night.
called regret. That was what she mixed up.
It's not even regret because you don't even remember. Right? So
well,
it's like
there you go.
there's nothing to regret because you don't remember anything. But
Oh, shit.
I remember that in my beard, man, and yeah.
Crazy.
So that was it. That's funny. He knew out the gate though. That's funny. He was like, yeah, that's the worst thing.
Oh, man.
That's not even your real question.
No, he was just joking,
was the
but you
goof
answered
question.
it.
Hey, but
That's what's
that was
crazy.
it. Though.
Most people were like, I ain't answering that.
I was
man.
ready. I was ready, man. I was
No,
He
ready.
got it off his chest. Now it's all good.
Yeah, listen.
There you
listen,
go.
man.
You know
Free.
what?
Always
opens-
come up with a fake
Yeah.
goop question that freaks people
That
out.
opens
but
up the door,
that's
though,
so
to all
funny.
kind of other fun shit.
Never mind.
But the real question is, excluding Jesus, because you're going to meet him someday,
righteous.
who would you sit down and eat dinner with that has already passed away? No matter what time period, no matter who it
Whoever.
is.
You can go to their time
whoever
period if
want.
you want to, whatever.
John Henrik Clark. ASAP. John Henrik Clark. He's an Afro historian, man. If I could sit down with him, man, that'll probably just open his brain, his mind. Legend has it, he read himself blind. He read so many books.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
And just about history and everything. And so I would love
Yeah,
to
that
sit
man
down.
got
What would you want to tell him, and what would
knowledge.
you want to hear about from him?
I don't even know what I could tell him.
had.
I would just whatever he wants to tell me. This guy, Malcolm X, set up underneath him. Like, you know what I mean? So he's like a legend. And I don't think it's anything you could tell him. It's kind of like, what can he tell me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called-
Anything he could tell
Of
me.
course he's a legend. Anybody with knowledge is a
You
legend.
feel
Knowledge
me?
is the key, man.
Sitting at the feet of the masters.
People don't realize you
Exactly.
can sit around and be stupid and swipe on your phone, but you ain't learning nothing.
Money loves money, but when money's not around, money loves
You learn all this bullshit they feeding you, and you're getting
If you were
fat on
stranded
it.
on the island with all your money and no water, you feel what I'm saying?
You're getting fat from the bullshit, America. Stop eating it.
I can't believe we're talking about clean eating on our show, meditating.
Yeah.
Well, we talk shit about shit. That's what
Anybody
the
been
Outhouse
sewing
podcast
anything
is all
lately?
about. And if you can't handle it, then, hey.
I thought it was pretty cool tonight, man.
We had a
love
great
the-
time. What a great show.
I love the
Thanks
guys
everybody
tonight,
for
man.
hanging out. Thanks
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Time
in
to
the
wrap it
chat.
up.
We
Sure.
We're going to get the hell out of
Shutting
here.
it
had a
down.
great show, and we're going to be doing that
That was
live
fun.
show thing
Sorry for
coming
the
up.
little freeze thing there in the middle, but
Yep.
we got that
Yeah.
handled. So
We're getting
Hey,
it done.
Righteous.
there we
Peace,
are.
peace,
We
peace.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks
High
for
Priest,
tuning in.
man, for
sure,
coming
for
on the
sure.
show
Thank
and
you,
having a
thank you,
good
thank
time.
you.
Appreciate
Great
it
to
for
meet
sure,
you.
High
for sure, man.
priest
Shout out
of
to
the
y'all, man.
universe.
Dope, man.
Taking the show to higher levels.
That's all it's about, man. Coming to higher levels, man. Getting to them higher levels. Knowledge is key. They get you there, man.
Mhm.
For sure, for sure.
All right, we out of here.
We hot?
We out.
We out? We done?
All
We
right.
done?
All right, peace out, everybody. Yeah. Or it's not working.